Any idea? Does that any clue on the tie-in here?
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Are they related?
Hold on, makes no sense. Chuck Mangioni makes no sense at all.
So Mangioni's probably the most popular name in the country right now.
It's the biggest name that everyone knows right now.
Well, next to Luigi.
Except Roxanne.
Hold on. So
Wait.
Mangioni, are they related? Because this kid, he's not a kid.
You mean the last name? I just focused on the Luigi part.
Okay, well, Luigi Mangioni, this kid had everything going for him.
Yeah.
He's not a kid. He's 26.
26 years old. All right, so we're talking about the shooter, the assassin of the United Healthcare CEO, the Brian Thompson guy that was taken out on the sidewalk, and they arrested the alleged apparent shooter at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennselsvania yesterday. And it turns out the dude's name is Luigi Mangioni.
Oh, Luigi.
So,
be a good boy in New York, okay?
I know several Luigis. I don't know any Mangionis other than Chuck Mangioni. And how can there not be like some relation down the line? Now, I haven't seen that yet, but I've been looking. Maybe you guys can do some more searching this morning. Maybe something will develop during the course of the show. But, I got to believe there's got to be some, I don't know, third cousin. There's got to be some kind of line drawn between the two, because it's not a hugely common name, Mangioni.
Yeah, maybe in Italia, the Mangioni is like the Smith.
Right, but the minute I heard Mangioni, Michelle, this was weird. This is like, I don't know, like 15, 18 years ago. Michelle's like, yeah, I got this song in my head, and I just remember hearing it when I was a kid living in Japan, listening to Armed Forces radio, and it was like, da, da, da. And she was like humming the thing, and I figured it out for her. I'm like, yeah, that's Chuck Mangioni. And now we've got Luigi Mangioni, the 26-year-old Ivy League grad. I think he did undergrad at University of Pennsylvania, and then I think he did his master's. He got an MBA, or some kind of master's.
He was a valedictorian.
Yeah, and
was his senior class.
Yeah, his high school. He was valedictorian. You know what's crazy? You know the number of people that call it a valedictorian?
Really?
Yeah, I've heard Glenn Beck once say valedictorian instead of valedictorian.
Well, that's how Glenn says it. He must be right.
Yeah.
A couple of things. I'm looking at the cheekbones on Luigi and on Chuck, and maybe there is some similarity there.
I wonder if this kid plays the trumpet.
Yeah, and then another thing, just a little FYI, Feels So Good. That song has been in quite a few movies.
Oh, yeah. We know this.
He also played the flugelhorn. So Chuck Mangioni, and also I always have, if you listen to the media, some are calling the kid Mangione, and some are calling him Mangioni. So with Chuck, hey, Andrew, you might know better than me. Was he Chuck Mangione, or was he Chuck Mangioni?
Mangioni.
Oh, so it is Mangioni. All right.
When I saw Luigi's name for the first time yesterday, I read it as Mangioni.
Yeah, same with me, but I think there are two different pronunciations of the name. And by the way, if you're concerned, Chuck Mangioni is still kicking at 84 years old.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. They're going to play this at his funeral.
They played this in The Big Bang Theory, King of the Hill, The Simpsons.
It's been in thousands of things.
No, hold on. It's not like it was a theme for any of those.
No,
like in The Simpsons, it might have been used as just
background music.
Like The Simpsons or Family Guy. They bring in all that old
Yeah.
pop culture stuff.
Exactly.
The Family Guy is famous for that. All the crap that I remember when I was a kid from like the 70s and 80s. So anyway, this story is nuts, and we're going to drill into a little bit more of apparently a customer recognizing this guy at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and then telling a McDonald's worker, and then a McDonald's worker called 911. What, the customer didn't have a phone to call 911?
Listen, they're there for customer service.
Yeah.
For someone who's an anti-capitalist, he sure does like a lot of chain restaurants like Starbucks and McDonald's.
Well, they say he's an anti-capitalist. Anyway, some of the things that apparently are in his manifesto, he had like a 2-page handwritten manifesto.
Is that really a manifesto? Like, I thought the Unabomber's manifesto was like 200 pages.
Yeah,
And
so-
this guy's coming out with 2 pages.
It's a work in progress. It's just getting rolling on his manifesto. No, but there are some chilling things from the manifesto. We'll get into this later on. Obviously, got a lot of crap on the table. At 7:30, we'll give you the brand new Santa Sleigh List song. These are the songs that Santa plays on his sleigh, and he's got some weird crap.
Dude,
So-
if Chuck Mangioni's on the sleigh list today, I'm going to freak out.
Today's Sleigh List song is... yeah. All right, anyway, so 7:30 this morning, we'll give you the new song to listen for, and when you hear it play sometime today, you can win $1,000 here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. 609 traffic sign. Let's grab Shriner with the latest. MJ Morning Show back in just moments. It is 6:21 at the MJ Morning Show. If you did not hear the Fester death rattle cough from yesterday, Andrew is going to pull the audio sound bites, and I was curious the status of Fester this morning. Is there any update to that horrific cough that you exhibited on yesterday's program?
Oh, yeah.
What is the update?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a big update. The update is the listeners of the MJ Morning Show essentially scared the crap out of me with all of their armchair medical advice.
Oh, yeah, man. The phone's lit up, didn't it? So Fester's cell phone, as everyone knows, is 813-310-8444. I got to be very careful. I don't want to misstate your phone number.
Okay.
And also, I have numerous friends that have cell numbers that begin with the same 310 exchange as you. I don't want to accidentally give out, I don't want to.
And you know your friends' 310 numbers off the top of your head?
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
us 310ers.
There's somebody someone very, very, very well known in the Tampa Bay area. High notoriety that has an 813-310 that I know.
I know, too.
Yeah.
Bob Height. Bob Height has an 813-310, even up in North Carolina where he retired. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Andrew has the audio ready to go in just a second. Are you going to put it up on the board, or are you going to play it from in there, Andrew? Okay. All right, so Andrew, go ahead and play the sound from yesterday's show. Folks, you got to hear this. Listen. Professor, you okay?
Yeah, I'm getting all choked. I've had a cough for like a week and a half.
Well, that's great. It's nice to hear.
It's like a kennel cough.
Yeah.
It's like a death rattle.
That's what I want to hear.
Listen.
Sounds great.
Oh.
It's like a death
What was that?
It's like a death rattle. Listen.
Oh. Oh, that's crackly.
Yeah, right?
That is crackly.
Oh, my
It's
God.
the nuttiest thing.
That is coming out of your mouth?
It's coming from my lungs. I mean,
Oh, my God. Do that again.
Ouch.
yeah.
That hurts when you do that.
Just don't make noise doing that.
Do it again.
Do it again. Oh, my God. It's like you were crackling cellophane. It was like a layered, crazy sound. I don't know what that was, but it was like a rattly, distorted, crinkly
velociraptor.
Yes.
You know what? You slow that down and you amplify that. You could use that in the next Jurassic Park movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You absolutely could. You guys are both right.
Yeah.
That's right before Wayne Knight, Newman from Seinfeld, gets spat in the eye with that venomous, that goop, whatever that little thing was when he was trying to rip off the little DNA vials.
So, MJ Morning Show listeners, they diagnosed me with pneumonia.
Wow.
Walking pneumonia. A severe case.
By the way, with you, it's more like
sitting around pneumonia.
Or, I don't know, more like wobbly pneumonia or something.
Kind of just like lumbering from side to side pneumonia.
Like the penguin or something.
Yes, a lot like a penguin. Some people said it was a bad case of COVID, which would have been terrible. I would never want to, get you guys infected.
All of us, yeah.
So, and then one person said it was bronchitis. And after the show, I went to a little walk-in clinic, the Tampa General Hospital walk-in clinic.
Went to a walk-in clinic.
Right down the road.
With your walking pneumonia.
Yeah, I strolled in. I put on one of their little masks they had at the door, right? I haven't worn one of them in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. So I put on the mask, and I walk up, and I was like, hey, I got this cough. And the person behind the counter looks up at me, and she says, yeah, it's going around. And she goes, have a seat. I filled out a little information, and I met with the nurse practitioner, told her my symptoms.
That's nuts.
I made that.
Andrew, can you pull the scene from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Where Wayne Knight is trying to make the escape in the Jeep. And he's got the DNA samples of the dinosaurs. What container did he have them hidden in? Was it like it was a Barbasol? That's right. It was a Barbasol shaving cream can with a false top, and he had the little vials of the dinosaur DNA that he was trying to steal. And he's making in the torrential rain, and then he goes off the road, and then that's when whatever that little baby dinosaur was that then made that noise, and then spat in his face with the viscous, poisonous dinosaur sputum goop. Whatever you call that.
So dinosaurs weren't really a part of my medical visit yesterday.
I want to do an A/B comparison between Andrew. You're looking for the scene from. All right, I think we're going to do a comparison. I'm telling you, I think the sound is. I think your cough from yesterday, and that.
So that wasn't the cough. That
was a deep lung wheeze.
Yes, that wheeze is what caused the cough.
Wheezy, you're wheezy. My God, that is unfreaking believable.
It really is.
So this wheezy moved on up to the clinic.
To the throat?
Yeah,
from the deep lung up to the throat now.
The nurse practitioner had a bunch of questions for me. She asked if anybody else at work or home is sick.
Right.
And I was
well,
like,
I am now from you.
well, we don't know this. We don't know. I don't know what you do with the rest of your day. I don't know where you put that mouth. So I said no. Okay, you weren't sick yesterday. I've had this for a couple of days. I've had it for over a week. I've had a cough. You'd hear me kind of trying to step off mic, choking. She asked if anybody else was sick. Nobody's sick. She asked when it happens, how I feel in the morning and the afternoon. And she says, and she listened to the lungs.
So what is it? Are you contagious?
No, she says it is bronchitis. And she gave me a breathing treatment in the clinic that instantly made me feel a lot better.
It's like brontosaurus-itis.
Yes. Very dinosaur-centric. So I had a breathing treatment in the clinic, and then they told me to get out, and they gave me a prescription for an albuterol.
Oh, yeah, albuterol, sure.
I have my first.
That's common for asthmatics. Oh, yeah, that's an albuterol.
Yeah, I have my first inhaler since I don't know, I was 6.
Third grade?
Yeah, right.
All right.
And then a steroid pack.
Oh, the Medrol dose pack?
Yeah, the one like
5,
this.
take 5 today or 6 today? How many today?
1, 2, 3.
Hold on, wait a sec. Dude, you take them all at once.
No, you don't.
Hang on.
No, you don't.
Oh, wait a second. Well, I'm sorry.
No,
you don't. Are you trying to overdose him?
Oh, that's right. Well, you know what? You can do it. But, yeah, you take one before breakfast, one after breakfast.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've had doctors tell me, just take them all at once.
All 20 of them?
Yeah. Well, no. You take each day at once.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, don't take prescription advice from me.
This isn't medical advice, people.
Yeah.
Just follow the directions.
So you've taken the first one.
So I picked it up last night from my pharmacy and took the first one this morning at 5:15 this morning.
All right. And that was before breakfast.
Yes.
And
then,
what are you going to have for breakfast
I'm
today?
glad you asked.
Yeah.
Have you been on the McDonald's app lately?
I have not.
Oh, my God. They got a great deal.
You know who's been on the McDonald's app?
Me.
Luigi Mangioni.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's how
and
he found
Starbucks one.
That's how he found the Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's.
What is Luigi going to do with all of his reward points on his app now that he's, not going to be at McDonald's anytime soon?
Dude, that guy is never going to see the light of day.
So Luigi and I are on the McDonald's app. They have any breakfast sandwich for $2.
Really?
So I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
So I get the breakfast sandwich to this morning. But before I drive in, I go to the little McDonald's right around the corner from the radio station, place my order. I make a critical error.
Critical error. You did this into the speaker at the drive-thru?
Their drive-thru had a little static to it. So it was like that was coming back to me. And I could vaguely hear her on the other side saying, place your order anytime, please.
That is very staticky. By the way, Andrew has pulled the scene from Jurassic Park as Wayne Knight, Newman from Seinfeld, is making the getaway. And I hear just the sound. You know what? That's Fester. This is Jurassic Park now. Wow. Fester. Jurassic Park. I can't tell the difference.
There's no difference at all.
No, there's no difference.
I cannot tell the difference whatsoever.
I know a Jurassic Park rattle when I hear one.
I used my McDonald's app this morning for breakfast. My $2 any sandwich. I get my favorite of the McDonald's sandwiches, the McGriddle. Bacon, egg, and cheese. I don't sub round egg.
Why not?
I forgot. I always do.
I've read that in numerous spots. I've read that in numerous places that you because the round egg is a real cracked egg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I told
on
you
the
that.
Egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
And then the regular folded egg, that's more of a mix.
It's from a carton.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's egg at one point,
Yeah.
but
Egg mix versus real egg.
so I was choking down a McGriddle with yellow egg, which isn't my jam. But otherwise, I feel much better than yesterday.
That's
Thank
fantastic. Thank you for asking. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
for
thank-
asking.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you for showing
Consider
genuine
when you
concern.
consider-
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Next, early morons in the news in moments, and then we're 1 hour away from the next Santa playlist sleigh list song. We'll give you the title, then you listen all day, and whenever, well, it could happen quickly, could happen immediately, could happen, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the deal with the Santa sleigh list, crazy playlist song, is we'll announce the song title at 7:30, a little less than an hour from right now, and then you listen, and whenever it plays, be the seventh caller, and you win $1,000 from the MJ Morning Show. And when the whoever the on-duty DJ is, when they answer the phone, make sure you go. That's what you ought to do. All right, early morons in the news next. MJ Morning Show here on 104.7 FM. It's Q105. Let me give you a hot tip for your. 6:41. As we're about to do Morons in the News, it's always nice to hit you with some nice, soothing, relaxing, classical music before we completely clobber you over the head with these absolute imbeciles. Let's just breathe it in.
So we feel very refined. And now we get into the morons.
Fester, breathe it in, would you please? God. Oh, my God. That's awful.
Yeah.
So unbelievable. All right, I have clearly an educator moron in the news. This would be a Florida story if I had my first guess, but if I did guess, I'd be wrong because it happens to be Oklahoma, and it's not okay.
Oh.
It's not Oklahoma okay. No, it's not. Oklahoma teacher allegedly broke boy's collarbone and then sat at the desk and continued working for 15 minutes while the middle school student was writhing and crying in pain on the floor.
What's the issue?
Roxanne, why are you smiling at that? That's
That
kind of
wasn't
like
a smile.
you were smiling.
Was it
No,
like
you
a?
don't-
It
you
was
don't-
like a nervous
like
smile.
no, it wasn't a nervous smile. It was a what? It was like this. It was a grimace. It was like an ick smile.
That's not a smile. That's
That's not
definitely
a smile.
grimace.
You don't know how to read facial expressions.
I
I'm damn worried
saw-
about your lack of empathy.
I saw a grin.
Listen,
no,
I was about to question your empathy. Actually, I saw a grin over there.
I'm questioning
it
both of
wasn't
your
a grin.
empathy.
It was a, oh my gosh, ick. It was an ick smile.
So,
I do that a lot.
how did the collarbone get broken
Let
in the
me.
first place?
Well, I'm glad you've come to me for that information because I happen to have it. For 15 minutes, the middle school student lay on the floor crying in pain. The teacher sat at her desk like nothing happened. Kira Kiki Smith, who's 41, told police another student rolled the 13-year-old over my shoulder or whatever, and he fell on his arm, which caused him to break his collarbone. No big deal, the John Marshall Enterprise middle school teacher told the cops. They were just play fighting, as Smith said she often does with students. What? Smith said the teen moved his arm, moved his fingers, and then started to do his work. Didn't mention his 15 minutes of agony on the floor of the classroom.
There's going to be some very different testimony
Anyway,
in this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Kiki's
Let's see.
mugshot right now.
I need a pick.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kiki's mugshot.
Bester, pull it up.
Yeah. So Smith seemed to be very put off about the situation, downplayed the altercation, did not understand why this was a criminal matter. The former, charge of aggravated. This is just a bizarre freaking story.
So two students were fighting in the class, and it resulted in a broken collarbone.
Yeah, but it seems like the teacher had more of a hand in the student getting hurt.
What, did she hold this
Yeah.
kid down while the other one hurt him?
He and another 13-year-old were play fighting two teachers, which yeah. So the teachers were involved, or at least Kiki was involved.
Play fighting with the kids.
Wow, that's, you know what? I never had that happen. I don't think in any of my years of elementary school, of middle school, high school, I can't recall any play fighting
You never play fought with your teachers?
with teachers.
Especially one named Kiki, because Kiki sounds like she could kick your ass.
When I hear Kiki, I just think of "Don't Go Breaking My Heart."
That's a great song.
I
Elton
won't
John.
go breaking your heart. And then, of course, Elton John and
Kiki D.
exactly. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking don't go breaking my, don't go break it. So that's what I think of. All right, moron in the news right there. Then we have a Florida moron in the news. We've got a teenage carjacker. That's the name of a band, I think. Teen Carjacker.
That would be a good name.
Yeah. Yep. This is over, down in Lee County. A 16-year-old was arrested at Southwest Florida International Airport. That's the big airport that serves, Fort Myers and Naples and, of course, Punta Gorda. Arrested yesterday regarding a carjacking. According to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, the incident occurred on Friday when a female victim reported an encounter with Felix Ayala, 16 years old.
Wow.
Where he demanded that she give him her keys. Getting an early start on that carjacking, huh there, son? Video from the Florida Highway Patrol shows the driver of the vehicle speeding along Daniels Parkway down in Fort Myers, I know where that is, before crashing into several unoccupied vehicles. The driver then fled the car. Before being apprehended, he, I guess, jumped over a fence and he's on airport property.
Oh.
He's arrested on the runway.
Isn't that the worst place to run?
You know what? You know what would be
Yeah, it's wide open. They
You
can
know
kinda
what?
spot you pretty easily.
But you know what would be instant justice?
What if I got hit by a plane?
Well, sucked into a 737 jet engine or Airbus 321, and then like spat out like tomato puree on the back end.
What? Old Felix got hit by a Frontier flight?
Nope, didn't happen. So the individual, this 16-year-old, who, by the way, is off to a mighty fine start in life, I must add. Now, he was apprehended on the runway and was charged with carjacking, resisting an officer, and trespassing on critical infrastructure, being the runway at the Fort Myers Airport. By the way, he was not charged with carjacking with a weapon. He was charged with carjacking without a weapon. I guess there's delineation in the Florida, statutes on whether you use a weapon or don't use a weapon. Obviously, it's more enhanced if you use a weapon to commit the carjacking. And then we have, this is nuts, man. There's another Florida story, of course, as if you look historically at the MJ Morning Show and Morons in the News, historically, there's a high bulk. Oh, Fester's looking at the video now of the dash cam from FHP. Yeah, Fester's looking at it's good stuff.
This law enforcement officer, this state trooper had to scale it looks like an 8-foot fence.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough order. That's a tall order.
Good job for the trooper. All right, so here's the deal. We have a retiree. Do you remember this? Do you remember the retiree out in Claremont that was shooting at the Walmart delivery drone?
Yeah.
So we have sort of a culmination. We've got a plea deal in the story, and it was this old dude, a retired fire captain from up north, retired to Claremont. What is that, Lake County, Claremont?
That sounds right.
Is that about where's Claremont?
Claremont's Polk County.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Find out what Claremont. I don't think Claremont is not Polk County. I do not believe so. Claremont is.
Hold on.
Claremont is. No, that's Claremont, California.
All right. Well, I spelt it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Lake County. Andrew just said it is Lake County.
What does he know?
So listen to this. 72-year-old retiree used his 9mm handgun to shoot a Walmart delivery drone hovering near his Florida home. He has struck a plea deal that could result in the eventual dismissal of felony and misdemeanor counts. How do you get that crap dismissed if you fire a 9mm handgun at a Walmart drone? I don't get that. Dennis Wynn, looking for a win-win situation. Dennis Wynn, W-I-N-N, will enter a pretrial intervention program offered by prosecutors in Lake County that, upon successful completion, will result in the dropping of the charges. The PTI program, which is similar to probation, can last a year, is offered to defendants with no significant criminal history. Wynn was charged with criminal mischief, discharging firearm in public. Third-degree felony was criminal mischief. And since damage to the drone payload system exceeded $1,000, he had some enhanced charges on this thing. So he was charged with multiple counts. During the court appearance, this was, or a court conference technically, just recently, Wynn was also ordered to immediately pay $5,000 in restitution to Drone Up Delivery Incorporated.
Okay.
That's the Virginia company and Walmart partner that owned the drone, which was struck by the 9mm bullet fired by Wynn's Sig Sauer pistol. Wynn is a former New Jersey fire captain, retired in Claremont, and this maniac is firing a 9mm at a drone?
Listen,
Come on, this guy doesn't know better. He's a retired fire captain.
All right, hold on. You're a 72-year-old man. These drones are not small. You see one hovering over your house.
You don't fire a gun at it.
You might think you're under attack or somebody's coming after you. These are not so commonplace that people are unresponsive to them.
So,
It is kind of crazy. Sometimes you'll see something in the air and you'll be like, wait, is that as you have to get closer to it, is that a drone? Is it a small plane? And until you're like right underneath it, you can't really gauge the proper size.
If you could see something's 30 feet above your house
All right,
in your
listen.
front yard,
Yeah.
I might shoot it.
No, you don't.
I might.
You don't stop it. You don't shoot the damn
I kind of
thing.
side with the guy.
The drone had been flying at 230 feet before it dropped down to 75 to demonstrate the deployment of a cable to which a Walmart package would be attached. Wynn told investigators that he was working on his pool equipment when he heard the drone whirring above.
Yeah. He wasn't looking for a problem. But
After trying to shoo off the drone, what do you go? Shoo, drone, shoo.
Get out of here. Yeah.
So he tried to shoo off the drone.
Did you ever have a dog loose in your yard? You try to scare it out?
He then retrieved his firearm from a gun safe and fired at the drone. Now they say I hit it, so I must be a good shot, he said.
Amen, brother.
According to a police body cam recording when this happened. originally. Yeah, claiming that he was unaware that the drone was part of the Walmart fleet. Wynn explained that he had past experiences with drones flying over his house and believed that they were surveilling him. He didn't explain further why he thought his home was under surveillance on a quiet cul-de-sac in Claremont.
Dude, FBI's looking at everybody, man. You don't know.
And then, he's from New Jersey. There have been those like large drones that have been flying over like Bedminster. That's the Trump golf course. There have been a bunch of weird like drone sightings around the country. And the latest I remember is like up in New Jersey. And folks are like, what the hell are these drones? How do we not know? With the FAA, with the military, with the police agencies, how do we not have the capability to follow these drones and see where the hell they go after they disappear? Just a bunch of weird who's doing the droning around the country right now? Are they pranksters? Is it like, foreign entities? But we got a couple of interesting little drone deals. But don't shoot at a drone hovering above your house.
Yeah, let them attack you. Yes.
Oh, fast, we can knock it off. All right, 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. The 7 o'clock hour starts next, and we'll do, at 7:30, the next song title to listen for to win $1,000 later today. We give you a song title at 7:30. You listen to Q105, and when it plays, be the seventh caller, win $1,000. But you got to know the song. We'll give you the song title of the Santa Slayla song in just over half an hour at 7:30 this morning. So stand by. The MJ Morning Show. I am looking at the goofiest, stupid poses that I've ever seen. And this is from, this is from Fester's favorite, NPR. Hi, you're listening to NPR.
Listen, all things considered, I love NPR.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's lull you to sleep while you're driving so you have a multi-vehicle crash. Yeah, while you're lulled to sleep listening to NPR. And then whoever you ram into then is going to call the Kemp Law Group and sue your ass off.
Listen, first of all,
because you fell asleep listening to NPR.
you obviously don't listen to NPR. And
They sound like that.
Terry Gross.
When
would
I'm
kick your
when
ass.
I'm in the car sometimes, and you give me a ride,
Yes.
and you put on NPR, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall asleep as a passenger.
Good. I want you to sleep. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, listen to this. I don't know if they talked about this on the radio on NPR or this is from their website. I don't know how I stumbled across this, but the headline was, "Want a great photo of yourself? Try these confidence-boosting poses."
I saw this story. Oh my gosh.
This is asinine.
It's like put all your weight on one foot, lean your chin forward, chin down. Is it all that stuff?
No, it's different. We must have seen something different because these are like just ridiculous, stupid. I mean, like putting your finger on your lip. And I'm gonna demonstrate these
Okay, good.
on MJTV. All right. Now, hopefully, hey, Andrew, listen. I'm told we're supposed to get a new camera system in the new studio.
Ugh,
But also, I've been complaining forever with MJTV, and tons of people watch us on MJTV. Like right now, I think my camera's a little tilted. Hang on a minute. So if you're watching MJTV right now, you can see me. I'm wearing my old, Zenith radio. This is a 1930s Zenith logo, back before TV. So I'm wearing my Zenith radio vintage T-shirt today. It's a nice powdery blue, by the way, which I think powder blue it brings out my eye color very nicely.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Andrew, in the new studio, I've been begging for this. I want to be able to take like a website and put it on MJTV. So instead of having to hold freaking photos to my camera like I'm doing right now, I want to be able to like have Andrew bring up a website if we're talking about a mugshot or something that he can put this is elementary. So, Andrew, do me a favor. I need you to get with our engineering department to make sure that we have the capability to get web pages up on MJTV. So when I'm talking about something, we can put the freaking image up. All right, this is the dopiest thing I've ever seen. First of all, there's a composite here of all these photos, and I'm going to hold this up to MJTV. And these are like ridiculous, stupid poses that they're suggesting that you make.
You know what's lame about this, just to begin with? It's like we have nothing better to do. We have no creativity. That you've run out of ideas for poses in all the photos you take of yourself that you want to put on social media. So we're gonna give you some. It's like ChatGPT providing you with pose ideas.
No, you're way off. I mean, think about it. Every photo I'm ever in, I'm just standing there like a clod.
Now you have some great ideas where to put your hands.
Just have a good, presentable look, but don't do these dumbass poses. Let me tell you what I'm going to do.
Just be like a normal person and do a happy face in one photo, and then everyone do a silly face. That's it. Happy face. All right, smile. All right, next photo, silly face. All right, you're done.
All right. I am going to imitate these poses on MJTV right now.
You're going to have to back up a little bit.
I will.
Okay.
All right, now, folks, let me tell you right now. If you have never visited MJTV and you're home or you have a computer accessible, don't do this while you're driving. I mean, we already had a car flipped over on 275 southbound, just south of Sly this morning. That's that was about an hour ago, and just clogged up everything. Still messy. All right, so here's the deal. Later on, if you've never gone to MJTV, this is a great opportunity because you can always watch MJTV live from 6 to 10 a.m. You go to mjmorningshow.com. The very top of the page, you'll see the nav bar and you'll see MJTV. Click on that, and that'll bring you to the MJTV links. And when we're live 6 to 10, you'll see like a little graphic, little piece of art. You can click on that. That'll take you to the live feed. But if you scroll down, you'll see you can watch all of our previous shows. All right, so you want to go back if you're later today when you have a chance, maybe lunchtime at work, or maybe you just bored at work and no one's watching you, just, go look at. And I'm going to start doing some of these poses. All right, so Fester.
Yes.
You're on the story online, so just make it easy for me. And so I'm going to have you scroll. It's much easier for me to look at the computer screen than to look at all these little black and white printouts that I have. All right, so here we go. Let me do some of the poses right now on MJTV. We've got this one.
Okay, so you're standing on one leg. You've got one leg kicked out behind you.
Yeah, you can't really see.
It's really like a ballerina pose. You look like a ballerina.
I mean, these are the dumbest damn poses.
This segment really wasn't cut out for radio.
Hold on. Hang on. Here's another pose. It's
like a walk like an Egyptian pose.
It's sort of like a little walk like an Egyptian deal.
It's more of like a dancing and flailing your arms pose.
Here's my underside of my palm on my chin. I'm going to do underside of the palm on my chin, and then my elbow my arm crooked.
That's like you're at Olin Mills and you're doing the photos with the family or with the lover or whatever.
God, I mean, these are just awful. Now scroll up. I mean, these are awful, stupid poses. If you make a pose like this for a portrait, you deserve to be kicked.
It's not a portrait. It's a picture. If you're out there, you go to the Eiffel Tower, right? And I'll be standing there in front of it, just like I'm
doing these poses now. I'm doing ridiculous poses on MJTV.
The point of this article is to make your pictures more fun than you just standing there like a soldier.
So when I look at your photo, I'm like, oh my gosh, MJ looks like so much fun. Look at him in
Yes.
front of
Listen.
the
It's
Egyptian
good tips.
pyramids, and he's
Listen.
like doing it, walk like an Egyptian.
Step 1,
Look at
pick
him.
3 words that describe the vibe of your photo.
Oh,
That's
my-
good advice.
They look like imbeciles. They look like ass tards in these photos.
They're standing in front of a green screen.
Dude, do not pose like this. I'm telling you. Just the palm under the chin. I mean, they're just ridiculous, stilted, contrived poses. Oh, let me do this one. Let me put my hips out, and I'm going to put my. Oh, look at this one. Oh, yeah. My hands are on top of my head, like, oh my, the sky is falling, and then I'm like pushing my hips. I mean, these things are ridiculous. This is the crap that NPR has.
This is an article to help you make more fun photos.
Oh,
Says
here-
a guy who stands like he's taking a mugshot in every photo
All right.
he's ever been in his life, except for the one you took in black jeans.
They call them confidence-boosting poses. No, these are moron-boosting poses.
You're
These
crazy.
are
You're crazy.
idiot-inducing poses. Anyway, I'm done with this. Anyway, so if you want to watch,
such
you want
a
to watch
moron.
MJ TV, are you calling me a moron?
Yes.
You're a moron.
No, you are. I mean, NPR is trying to help you make your photo. Every picture you've ever taken.
Every-
You and Luigi Mangioni have the same pose in his mugshot as you have with every photo you've taken
All right.
in the last 10 years.
Well, hey, Fester.
You're just standing there.
First of all,
and you have a stupid little smirk. You don't even smile. You kind of
right.
smirk.
first of all,
You do have a smirky smile.
Yeah.
shut your lasagna
Listen,
hole. All right.
I'm
First,
100% right.
all right. No, you're not. These are the dumbest poses that NPR is suggesting.
It's to
You're both
make-
right. You're both right.
You ought to be run over by a truck if you do any of these poses.
Those
Oh,
are the
yeah.
dumbest poses I've
Heavens
ever
forbid
seen.
All right, so
somebody-
you agree they're the dumbest poses.
I agree they're the dumbest poses, and I agree you have a smirky smile and you make the same pose in every photo. So you're both right.
Oh, yes.
All right, moving along.
Spend some time on your daughter's Instagram and see somebody who has to pose for every picture.
Moving along.
Fine.
Overcrowded spots in the United States over Christmas. I have the list. And guess what? We do have some. We have local. This is amazing. In Florida, if you think of like places where tourists or a lot of people gather, I would think that there would be other locations that would be ahead of the location that made the list. I have like the top 10 most crowded, congested, overcrowded tourist attractions according to TripAdvisor.
Okay.
Did Fester give you the cough?
I might
That's
have
what
given,
I said earlier.
I might
yeah.
have given her a slight case of the mung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry. I know we don't like to go backwards, but every morning Doug sends me a picture of the girls, and ironically, Evelyn is doing all these crazy poses.
Yes.
She must have read the NPR article.
That's
Look at
idiotic.
this, Fester.
NPR only makes you smarter.
Stop your kids from doing these stupid poses right now. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, say, you know what?
Hysterical.
Smash your phone. Go ahead and take a hammer and bash your screen.
Evelyn's
Take
a
that
delight.
picture out. All right, so listen to this. We have a top 10 list of the most overcrowded tourist attractions according to TripAdvisor, according to a new study. And you're not going to believe what's number 4 on the list. We're talking about international locations, some in the United States, others around the world. And we have an attraction in Florida that's on the list. And I would think, right, that, okay, Florida attraction, you got Universal, Orlando, you've got Disney, all the parks at Disney. But no. Wait till you hear this. New study from a travel company that caters to students identified the most overcrowded tourist attractions in the United States and around the world during the winter months. According to the findings, this is stunning.
Okay.
Busch Gardens, Tampa is 4th among the top 10 crowded destinations in the nation.
Wow.
So not Universal Studios Orlando, not Epcot, not Magic Kingdom, none of the Orlando attractions, but Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay is number 4 on the freaking list. The study analyzed over 900 tourist attractions worldwide by reviewing complaints on TripAdvisor.
Oh, so this isn't like a compliment for like it being popular.
Well,
It's analyzing complaints.
yeah, I mean, why are they bagging on Busch Gardens?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that it's this time of year specifically?
I said winter.
Okay,
So,
that's what I thought.
yeah,
So Christmas Town. Yep. Everyone wants to see it.
if focused on terms related to business and overcrowding, such as overcrowded, completely packed, and long wait, I should say not if, it. So the study, they looked for like keywords in these attractions, and overcrowded, completely packed, long wait, and that's what they used in analysis. And they were scaled per 1,000 reviews to determine which attractions are the most congested over Christmas. All right, so let me start with number 10. Number 10 is Snowshoe Mountain Resort
Yes.
in West Virginia.
Oh, that's Snowshoe Mountain.
Dude, I've been to Snowshoe.
Oh, yes.
I know all about Snowshoe. It's a well-known East Coast, not New England ski destination.
Do you concur with this data?
When I was there years ago, it was like probably early 80s. We drove from Virginia Beach. It wasn't too busy. So Snowshoe's number 10 in West Virginia. Number 9 is the Christmas market in Austria, blah, blah, blah. Number 8 is Top of the Rock, New York. So that's the observation deck at Rockefeller Plaza.
Yeah.
And
okay.
That's above NBC, Top of the Rock.
But they got this data by people bitching and complaining online?
Oh, yeah, it's a bitch list.
Okay, all right.
It's a total bitch list.
All right.
Number 7 is Angel's Landing in Utah. What the hell is that?
It's a place in Zion National Park.
Is it?
It's like a rock formation.
Yeah, you do angel dust when you go there.
All right.
Or that. Yeah.
Angel's Landing. Is that what you did out there?
Yeah, that's
She
what I did
loves
out
it.
there. I've never been.
She flew in straight from Bakersfield.
They're saying one time can give you brain damage and alter your brain chemical
I'm sure.
makeup. Yeah. All right. So that's Angel's Landing, number 7 in Utah. Number 6 is Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey.
Okay. Big theme park, right?
I think it's exit 7 on the Jersey Turnpike, by the way. Number 5 is the Nuremberg Christmas Market in Germany. Number 4 is Busch Gardens,
Nice.
Tampa Bay. What the hell?
Really?
Have you guys been to Christmas Town there?
I have not.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well,
Gorgeous.
apparently, it's very crowded.
It gets you in a good festive mood.
Well, apparently a lot of people are belly aching about it online.
I would imagine that it's probably better to go to Christmas Town during the week
Yes.
in high season versus like a Friday or Saturday, right?
Of course.
Probably get through a little quicker. No,
If
listen,
you tell me Zoo Tampa is number 2, I'm going to just cry.
it's not. No,
Okay.
that's the only thing on the list that's local. Yeah, Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, number 4 of the 10 most overcrowded tourist attractions, according to TripAdvisor.
Any others?
Number 3 is the Silverwood Theme Park in Idaho. What the hell is that? I never heard of Silverwood Theme Park in Idaho.
Whatever it is, it's crowded.
Never heard of it. Number 2 is Rockefeller Center Christmas Tree.
Okay.
And number 1 is Universal Studios Hollywood, not Universal Studios.
Orlando.
Exactly, Florida. Very interesting. But how the hell does Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, right off Bush Boulevard, right down the street from Mel's Hot Dogs, how does that get on the list? Hey, is Mel's Hot
They're
Dogs?
packed too.
They're number 11.
Mel's
No,
Hot Dogs in Tampa
no,
there. So here's the problem with Busch Gardens. They are located in the middle of a city. Disney has this whole complex. Even Universal has that whole area where Busch Gardens is between, Fowler and Bush Boulevard, wedged between, Bruce B. Downs?
It is 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. When we begin the next segment, that will start 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And at 7:30, so 11 minutes from right now, at 7:30, we'll give you the new Santa Playlist Slay List song that you listen for during the course of the day. When you hear the song title that we're going to give you in a few minutes at 7:30, just be the 7th caller when you hear the song play later today, anytime, and win $1,000 here on 104.7 FM Q105. We're packed. We have a ghosting story we'll get to, and this is a different type of ghosting. Wait till you hear that. And this is a real problem. And we'll get to that at 7:45. We got a lot of stuff. I can't even go into the list of what's coming up next. So you just listen and you enjoy. Because we'll go for an hour and 20 minutes with no music, no commercials. And that's going to be next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Nonstop MJ starts right now. It is 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. I'm running a couple of minutes late, but don't worry, you'll get it on the back end. What was that, Andrew? What'd you yell in my ear? Oh, no, I want Fester to bring up my Instagram. Fester, so I'm going to slate the Luigi pile for 8 o'clock. Is that good?
Okay.
All right, Luigi pile at 8 o'clock. And, of course, I'm talking about Luigi Mangioni, the guy that was finally busted for taking out the United Healthcare CEO. And that unbelievable, incredible, amazing story, which is just insane. And he was busted at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So, did you see my Luigi pile over here?
It's a pretty big pile.
Oh, my God, this is a gigantic pile of Luigi Mangioni, who I gotta believe must be. Luigi pile's coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. And, I mean, just amazing, incredible details. I also feel really bad for the person whose address is on the fake driver's license that he used up in New Jersey, that a ton of media outlets put the fake ID on the screen without blurring out the address in Maplewood, New Jersey. And listen, I know that plenty of college kids, if you've got a college-age kid, or even some high school kids, they know where to get the fake IDs. I mean, you ought to see, have you seen fake IDs these days? That they have connections. The college kids, they know somebody who knows somebody who makes the fake IDs or gets the fake IDs. And these IDs are, I mean, they are insane. They have the barcodes on the back. They have like the security features, like the hologram underneath the plastic, the laminate. It's insane, the fake IDs that you can get these days. And that's what this Mangioni character had that shot the United Healthcare CEO. He had numerous fake IDs. And, when he checked into that hostel up in Upper West Side of Manhattan, he used a fake New Jersey ID, and that's the Maplewood. Anyway, we'll get into this later on.
Back in my day, if you wanted a fake ID, what you did is you found someone who looked somewhat like you. They gave you theirs, and then they went and got a new one and said they lost theirs.
Yeah.
And you didn't even have to have them reviewed. They just glanced at them at the door.
Or wait a minute. There were experts back in my day, and we're about the same time here, Rox and Fester. We're all around the same time zone. Yes. All right. So here's the deal. So there were experts back then that would scratch out the print. And then, do you remember this? There were these amazing, little, handwriting tinkerers. I don't know what to call them, but they would use an X-Acto knife, and they would get in there and they'd scratch out the birth year if you were not old enough, and they would get in there and they were able to write in and make it look like it was printed. An earlier birth date to make your ID legal. I remember that was done when I was in high school and in college. So anyway, we'll get into the whole Luigi pile right around 8 o'clock this morning, so stand by. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I saw this yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's going to make a huge difference. You saw that the Tampa Bay Rays, they've rescheduled their opening day to get extra time because of the move to Steinbrenner Field. So, the minute I saw this, I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what they need. Fester, the minute I saw this date change, so the home opener for the Tampa Bay Rays, with obviously a completely destroyed Tropicana Field.
Yeah, completely unplayable.
Has pushed them to Steinbrenner. It's moved them to Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry in Tampa. And, so they need a little extra time, so they pushed opening day back by 1 day.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that'll give them plenty of time to get their stuff together.
What the hell? So, and hang on, I'm going to give you the.
I think it's only 2 or 3 days between the last spring training game and the first home Rays game.
Anyway, come on. Anyway, hey, I'm going to give you the Santa Sleigh List song here title in just a second. But this is really so. Major League Baseball has moved the home opener at the Steinbrenner Field from Thursday, March 27th, all the way to Friday, March 28th. Because they need some extra time. Oh, it's that one extra day that's going to make the big difference there, I guess.
I bet you it will. They're going to have 100 guys there probably retrofitting the stadium for the Rays.
I don't know. Anyway, Steinbrenner Field, obviously the training home for the New York Yankees and the Tampa Tarpons. And anyway, so the Rays will play the 2025 season there. But I saw one extra day. I found it comical. Listen, I'm guessing stuff's going to happen. But anyway, we pushed it back 4 hours. All right. It's all the time we need. Anyway, here's your song title for the Santa Sleigh List. What is the Santa Sleigh List? By the way, that's Sleigh. It's not Slay.
But it does slay. His sleigh list slays.
So this is the Santa Sleigh List. And it's Santa's playlist, but it's called a sleigh list because this is what he jams out to when he's on the sleigh. And he's got some weird-ass songs on this sleigh list, let me tell you right now. So here's the song you want to listen to or listen for today. Sometime after I make this announcement, it could be in 3 seconds or it could be in 3 hours. Anytime today, you want to hear Barbie Girl by Aqua. Hello, Barbie.
Oh,
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I'm a Barbie girl
in
a Barbie world.
Yeah, that would
it's
make sense.
Fantastic. It's
wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, wrapped, whatever it is.
It's fantastic, wrapped in plastic, something like that. But
Yeah.
that is actually the perfect Santa song.
He's got all the Barbie crap in his sleigh.
All right, so Barbie
Right?
Girl.
Yeah.
Yep. So Barbie Girl, listen for that song. It'll play sometime today. When you hear Barbie Girl, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, be the 7th caller at 800-990-1047 and win $1,000. This is a local-only contest. This is not one of the national contests where people really win. But this is local-only Q105, 104.7 FM listeners. Barbie Girl Aqua. When you hear it, be caller 7 and win $1,000 here on Q105, 104.7 FM. 7:35 at the MJ Morning Show. You know, I am not the biggest Taylor Swift fan.
I didn't notice.
You didn't know that?
Color me shocked.
I am not a Swiftie. Not at all. I don't have the Taylor Swift book, which is riddled with misprints and blurred photos and upside-down pages from Target.
What?
I
don't?
I don't have that. Apparently publishing disaster. I don't have the. I didn't spend $4,000 for some mediocre seats at some concert for Taylor Swift.
Well,
I wasn't at Ray J during the. How many shows did she do? 3 shows at Ray J, right? Yeah, I was at none of the 3 shows at Ray J. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan.
You know, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but there are a couple of her songs that I absolutely love, but
Right.
I'm not like a Swiftie. But if you're going to tell the story that I just read about her, I'm kind of a fan of hers. I'm a big fan of hers.
I'm very impressed with this.
Yes.
So I saw this yesterday afternoon, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to give Taylor Swift some accolades.
Okay.
I'm going to actually boost Taylor Swift on the MJ Morning Show.
I'm sure she needs it because she was saying the only thing holding her back from mega superstardom
Oh, that's me.
is just the endorsement of some hokey pokey local radio show in Tampa.
So I have to give her some accolades. I got to give her some props. Taylor Swift has given her road crew, those that participated in the 2-year tour of the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift is giving them $197 million in bonuses.
Each?
No, spread out.
Oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that's
she did
incredible.
that.
Each, yeah. Each.
She would be
Isn't that nice?
massively in the hole.
She's making millionaires.
She would be broke and
Oh
bankrupt
my
if that
God.
were the case.
Imagine working a tour for 2.5 years and getting $200 million almost. Oh my
So
gosh.
we're hearing, and listen, this was conveniently dispelled, or what's what I'm looking for?
Disseminated?
Thank you. Yeah, not dispelled.
Dispelled is proving
Yeah,
not untrue.
Thank you. So this was quickly disseminated, and this was the Taylor Swift PR machine that clearly got this story out there
Just in time for the holidays.
just in
right?
time for the holidays.
I mean, what do you mean the Taylor Swift PR machine? All you got to do is call TMZ and they run with it.
All right, so the tour, the Eras Tour, which just ended on Sunday night in Vancouver, apparently brought in over $2 billion in ticket sales. And she's giving away a massive $197 million in bonuses to her tour performers and crew, the truck drivers, the caterers, the instrument technicians, the merchandise team members, lighting, sound, production staff, assistants, carpenters, dancers, the band, security, choreographers, pyrotechnics, experts, the riggers that put the rigging guys, the rigs, the huge
armature that goes around the stage.
the huge metal stage getup that all the lights hang from, hair and makeup and wardrobe. Oh, even physical therapists, the video team that had all the camera angles to put up on the big screens on all these. So all of these people, it's got to be hundreds and hundreds of people are going to split a pot of $197 million.
So there's no number on how big the touring staff was?
Well, I don't. You know what? I don't see. It's got to be out there, but
It's
I
got to
don't.
be 200 or 300 people. You would
It's
think,
got to
right?
be hundreds of people. And then, of course, there's going to be some variations in different cities. Certain members are going to tour with you. So there's
Right.
going to be a certain amount that probably were on the entire tour that traveled both domestically and internationally. But then you had a ton of people that worked in the specific cities, like the caterers, I would imagine, were hired in individual cities. And I don't know what the what the split is going to be. Some people I'm sure are going to get more, a higher percentage. So they didn't go into that.
Like if you were the caterer in Cleveland, you might get a couple of $100 as opposed to the trucker who did every stop. He might get 100,000.
Right. Probably the 15 or 20 trucks or whatever it was that brought all the stage equipment and all the gear to all of the North American shows. They might get more than a caterer that provided the sandwich and the chips at, whatever.
So if my math is correct, that's 197. That's 10% of ticket sales that she's paying out in bonuses.
Well, it seems that way because if it's about $2 billion and $200 million would be 10%.
Right.
Hold on, Andrew's raising his hand from the producer booth. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, this isn't new. After the first leg of the tour, she'd given out $55 million.
Yeah, I'm just about to get to that. So she had already, you're right, she had already given out, hang on, I just had that here, that she had already given out, what page was that on? That, she already gave out $55 million. In August 2023. Swift gave out over $55 million in bonuses after wrapping up her first North American leg of the Eras tour. And then on Sunday, December 8th, in Vancouver, that was the final show. And I guess now she's giving away another chunk of money. So
that's cool.
You get a bonus. You get a bonus. You get a bonus. She's really generous. I mean, when you look at all the people that are involved with this,
I'll tell you
how
what,
much do you think they each
much
get?
better than getting a Pontiac Aztec or a Pontiac. What would Oprah give away? Pontiac G6s. Pontiac's not even around anymore. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, after the first leg, the truck drivers got $100,000 check, and Taylor picked up the tax on it.
Really? So each truck driver got $100,000 each?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So listen, I got to give her credit. That is
That's awesome.
Generous. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. You know what? I'm more of a fan than I was before I saw the story yesterday afternoon. I'm a bigger Taylor Swift.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not going to go buy the book. I'm not going to, I'm not going to, be in line next time she goes on tour to get tickets. I'm not going to be singing Shake It Off or, haters gonna hate. I'm not going to be singing that on the way home today in the car.
That's the truest line ever. Haters are going to hate.
I talked to this guy. He was like I don't know what his role was behind the scenes with these bands. He worked on the road with the bands, production in some capacity. And he would give me all the dirt on different rock stars, who was cool, who wasn't. I think he always said great things about Steven Tyler. John Cougar Mellencamp didn't get glowing reports, kind of standoffish, but he'd give you the dirt. But if you work for Taylor, if you're a truck driver working for Taylor and you get $100,000 bonus, you are singing her praises to the end of your life.
Listen, end of time.
I got Jack squatted up singing her bonuses or her praises for the bonuses. All right. Anyway, 7:43 at the MJ Morning Show. This is pretty funny. I don't know why people think this. And I have a response now. So I shot a new video last night while I was doing my walk. And the video that's on my Instagram is entitled, I Am a Schmuck.
So it's a video about obvious things.
So I shot this video last night. I am a schmuck. Now, let me play this audio. This was, 7:30 last night, and I'm doing a 3-mile walk in the neighborhood, getting my daily steps in. I walk at least 3 miles a day, and sometimes it's 5 miles a day. Try to get about 30 miles in during the course of a week, and I walk every single day. So last night I'm doing the walk, and it's Monday night, and of course today's Tuesday. In my little corner of South Tampa, today's trash day and recycle day. So trash and recycle are Tuesday, trash is just Friday. And, everyone's got the blue containers out and the green recycle containers out. And I just noticed this over and over again. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shoot a video. All right, reset this and play this audio from the beginning, Fester.
All right, here we go.
And go. Reset it and go. Hit it. Nobody wants to break down boxes. So here's the recycling bin. And then, oops, full. Let's just put the recyclable cardboard in the regular bin. What is it? Why? Nobody. Am I the only schmuck? Am I the only effing idiot that actually breaks down boxes? So what I notice is
you're the only schmuck who videos people's and rats them out.
Well, there you go.
Facts.
So I just notice And if you look at the video, this is the last video shot. It's a reel on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you get quality content like that, calling myself a schmuck, and many other things. So if you're on my Instagram, take a look at this video. If you're not, take a look at the video and give me a follow. I'm Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. Let me play this once again from the top. All right, here we go. Hang on. Let it reset.
Am I the only effing
All right, here's the end of it.
idiot
Here we go.
that actually breaks down boxes?
All right, from the beginning.
I think I must be.
Here we go.
Nobody wants to break down boxes. So here's the recycling bin.
So I'm showing a recycling bin.
Oh, you said
and-
recycling bin.
And
you
there are
said.
just full, completely assembled boxes, and people have them piled up. And I'm saying, what's wrong? I break down my boxes. And listen, the house I walked by had so many unbroken down boxes in the recycling bin. I'm talking about the cardboard, corrugated boxes, that they had to take more boxes and put it into the regular blue trash container that were also not broken down. Get yourself an X-Acto knife, a razor blade, a steak knife. Just break your freaking boxes down.
Oh, who the hell cares? Who cares?
It bothers me.
You have nothing better to do with your time.
Apparently not.
Have you never seen a garbage truck? You know what they have in the back? That little compactor. Beep, beep. They crush it anyway. It doesn't need to be flat from go.
Somebody has so many boxes that they will not break down that they have to put. So they're doing the recycling bin for half of it, and the other half is going in the regular garbage bin.
So what? It's all ending up in the same place anyway.
Well, listen, I know that there are questions on recycling, and there have been some busts.
It doesn't matter.
But a lot of the corrugated boxes do actually get recycled.
Okay.
Anyway.
You know what I do?
What?
I don't worry about what my neighbors are doing.
Yeah. Listen, not this guy.
But hold on. This brings me to the greater point.
Oh, yes. There's a bigger point.
There is.
About you being a schmuck. Yes.
Numerous people are saying, why are you wearing a bulletproof vest?
That's your outfit.
It is. Listen,
I mean, after the United Healthcare.
well, that's my response now.
Yeah, I bet.
That's my response now. So that's gonna be my response. You know, after the United Healthcare assassination, you can't be too careful out there.
Can't be too safe.
No, but seriously, look at some of the comments. Some people are like, there's a whole bunch of comments on here. Look at this. Why are you wearing a military-grade bulletproof vest in your own neighborhood? Joshua, I am not wearing a bulletproof vest. It is a exercise-weighted vest. It's a plate carrier. And I have metal plates, which technically
it could stop a 9mm from 20 yards away, but
I'm guessing my plates will stop a 9mm. I don't think it's going to stop a 5.56 NATO round. Okay, but I am not wearing. But people keep asking me, "Hey, why are you wearing a bulletproof vest? What do you think, you're important or something?" No, it's not a bulletproof. It's an exercise vest.
Okay,
I've got a 20-pound weighted vest with metal plates. It's not a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, see, Doug saw you walking down West Shore.
Yeah.
And he was like, I recognize him because he has the same vest that I wear when I walk. And I go, now you know what you look like.
yeah. Well,
And I don't care what I look like. I don't give a flying crap. All I know is my heart rate is up. I'm walking around with 20 pounds of metal plates. I'm about to go up to 30 pounds because I'm so used to the 20 pounders. I'm going to go to 30 pounds at some point. So
after that, you're going to have to carry a dwarf around.
what line am I taking? Line 2? And who am I going to, Andrew? Let me grab Chip. Chip's phoning in here on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Chip. Welcome.
Hey, I'm actually a recycle driver
Yes.
in Hillsborough County.
Yep.
Break them down. People come out and yell at you because you didn't take all their stuff, and they have 2-3 boxes in their can. Plus, it slows the truck down.
All right, so you agree with me.
Absolutely. I'm sitting in the truck right now.
Wow. All right, Carl, so do you follow my Instagram? I'm sorry.
Chip.
What Chip, you're Chip, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Chip. Chip, do you follow my Instagram?
Yes.
All right, so have you seen the video yet or not yet?
No, I'm actually working and driving.
All right,
I just pulled off because it's frustrating when you have to sit in the road because the stuff won't go in the truck.
All right, folks, are you listening to this? I've got Chip on the phone. Chip is a recycle truck driver for Hillsborough County, and he is saying exactly what I said. Break your freaking boxes down. Chip, how high have you seen people pile unbroken down boxes in their recycle bins?
4 or 5 feet. Try to play Jenga, and it stays in their driveway.
So he's got and you have the hydraulic arm that picks up the can, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and those boxes will then fall, and you're not getting out of the truck to pick up the boxes that fall.
Not if it's overfilled.
Yes, exactly.
You don't overfill a glass of water, so why do you overfill your can? It's going to spill on the ground.
All right, you got to stop with this garbage man logic.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Oh my God!
All right, listen.
You don't overfill a glass of water. Okay, recycling
Fester,
guy.
quit being an ass clown.
This guy's calling here.
Chip is 100%. Chip, listen, I'm team Chip.
I'm team anti-Chip.
Yeah, Fester's team imbecile.
No way.
No, I'm team mind your own business.
Chip, this is the Chip. Oh, you know,
Multiply that times 1,300 houses a day.
Yeah, but I have seen people in my neighborhood, no lie, they have the whole green recycle bin is clearly loaded up from the bottom, and then they've got unbroken down boxes. I've seen them stacked like 6 feet in the air. The lid is back, and they're
Like Jenga blocks.
Just like what he said, Jenga.
Gravity's not your friend.
Yeah. And then what about the fact that the house that I walked by last night, they had unbroken down boxes filling up the entire green bin, and then they put unbroken down boxes into the blue bin for the regular trash.
You know what?
It's amazing what you see.
This is what I have to say. We break down our boxes. That's how we do it. But I don't care if someone in my neighborhood doesn't. I'm sorry if they're messing up your schedule. I really am. But what if that person doesn't have the ability to break down the boxes? What if they just, I mean, they try. They got them in the box.
They have no arms?
No,
Yes.
What are they, a double amputee?
You know what? They got them in the can.
Can't afford a knife to break down the boxes?
They're trying. They're making an effort.
Listen, Chip, are you a white guy?
Yes.
Okay. I've always found that funny. White guy's named Chip because chips are cracker.
That's it.
What are you
That was a
saying?
stretch. That was a stretch.
I've always self-entertained myself with that. White guy's named
What
Chip.
are you saying? There are no black guys named
No,
Chip?
I'm sure there are, but white guys named Chip are both
I think
chips.
Chip's a pretty white guy name.
You like chips or crackers? Chips or crackers?
Biscuits and gravy, man.
You're both chips and crackers.
All right,
All right.
Chip, thank you
guys.
very much. Have a great see. That's what's beautiful. So I'm talking about the box, and then I got a Hillsborough County recycle driver calling in. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
All right, 7:52 at the MJ Morning Show. Now, running a few minutes late on my 7:45 teased item, but nevertheless, here it is. When you think of the term, and we'll get into the whole Luigi Mangioni healthcare assassin story next. Because, man, we got a pile of just crazy stuff we got to get to. All right, when you think of ghosting, what comes to mind? Fester, is your medication you're taking for your bronchitis, is that affecting your brain? Because you're saying some wacky crap today.
There's some wacky crap today. Let me watch a video of myself calling myself a schmuck critiquing other people's boxes.
And I'm not wearing a bulletproof vest. It's an exercise vest, folks, not a bulletproof vest. All right, so ghosting. What comes to mind when I say ghosting?
When you just like disappear on someone and without a trace, like you don't even send a goodbye text or letter. You're just like poof, poof, gone.
Yep. All right. So you're dating somebody and then you just disappear.
Yeah, it's a
you
dating
ghost them.
term, right?
Yeah,
It's a dating term, but you could also like friend ghost if you wanted to. I
listen,
suppose.
I think most people know what the most used term for ghosting is, or the usage. When I say restaurant ghosting, I mean, this is not rocket science here. When I say restaurant ghosting, this is becoming a major, major problem. You know what I'm talking about?
When loyal customers just never go back?
Restaurant come on, it's easy. What is restaurant ghosting?
Well, I mean, usually you think of someone dining and dashing.
Don't overthink. No, it has nothing to do with dine and dash.
Like poof, they didn't pay their bill.
No,
ghost.
that's called dine and dash. It's not
I
called
would think
ghosting.
when you go to a restaurant
Trying to give it a new name.
when you go to a restaurant a couple times and you don't go back.
No. That's incorrect. Come on,
Oh.
guys. It's easy, guys. Come on.
Wait, but what are we missing? Okay, so you go to a restaurant.
You're missing the point I'm trying to make. Restaurant ghosting.
You haven't given us that much.
If you ghost a restaurant, what happens?
You don't go back.
No, that Fester just said that.
I know, but that's what ghosting is. You
No.
don't see them again.
Come on.
You don't tell the manager
All right.
why you're not going back.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
All right, listen.
You
Okay.
you found a hair in your meal and you don't tell them.
This is frustrating.
Yeah, because you guys are like idiots and you can't come up
We're
with
idiots,
the.
really?
What's restaurant ghosting?
Oh,
You guys are morons.
Yeah, you guys are idiots. You don't know. You're going to kick yourself when you find out the right answer.
This is so easy.
It's so easy. A moron with 3 fingers can do it.
All right.
If this isn't easy, I'm going to be.
Are you having a
pissed.
stroke, Roxanne?
I don't know. How come I can't figure it out?
Tell me, please, what's restaurant ghosting?
Restaurant ghosting.
Just, all right, guys,
What is it?
Quiet. Just let me tell you.
Please.
Stop doing Shaggy voice. He's doing Scooby-Doo voice over here.
All right.
Stop.
What is
All
it?
right, all right.
Come on, it's obvious.
I'm going to kick Fester if it's obvious. Okay, get ready.
Restaurant ghosting is when people make a reservation and they don't show up.
All right.
Okay.
Kick me.
All right, that's it. Sorry.
That's as easy, and it's becoming an epidemic.
But see, you know why you tricked us on that one? Because when you set up ghosting, you set it up like you're in a relationship and then you disappear.
No,
So it's like you already went to the restaurant. You got to feel.
And
Yeah. Okay.
I
I hear you. They
I
made
don't
a
go to-
reservation, and
I
they.
don't go to bougie restaurants that you need reservations at either, by the way. Listen, you don't need reservations at, the
Yeah.
Golden Corral.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now that restaurant ghosting is becoming a major problem, and that just sucks for the restaurant operator. If you take reservations and someone has a 4-top, a 6-top, and they don't show up, and it happens all the time that people. You know what really sucks, and I hate when I hear this, that people will make reservations like on a Saturday
hear
night
this, yeah.
at 4 different places.
Yep, I know
and
people
then,
like that.
And then the group will decide, hey, where do you want to go? We got reservations at 7:30 at all 4 of these places, and they'll pick one and they'll leave the other 3 hanging. That sucks. Don't be that person. Don't be that schmuck on wheels. Don't do that.
What's the grace period on a reservation?
15 minutes typically.
Okay, so what's the big deal? There's usually plenty of people waiting.
Not always. That's the point here, is that there are plenty of restaurants that they have, sometimes it's 20% or 30% of their reservations are ghosts. And
Yeah.
they get ghosted. And if you have booked your reservation book for a Friday or Saturday night or any day of the week, and they don't show up, and you've already turned other people away, or you're using Resi or Open Table or whatever, and you're turning folks away, I mean, that sucks, and it hits the bottom line. I was reading a whole story a couple of days ago, and that's why I'm doing this, about restaurant ghosting.
I'd feel like crap if I did that.
And it's happening, but you have really nasty, inconsiderate people that will book. You said hold on. Did you say a few minutes ago that you know people that make multiple reservations? You just said
I know
that.
a person.
Who is
Yeah.
that? Who is name? Call him out.
It's your mom.
Well, haha.
Okay. all
I
right.
knew that about her.
It's your
I
mom.
was-
So who's this person that makes reservations at multiple places?
Somebody
and,
who I used to work with
and-
back in my accounting days.
and did they call up to cancel, or they never
they
even
do
showed up?
actually call up to cancel, but they've got they've got 4 places nailed down each weekend, and then it's like what are they in the mood for?
Oh,
But they
see,
will
that's
call and
that's
cancel.
awful. That
They
all
don't
right,
they
well,
don't no show them.
But even though you call and cancel, they probably turned down other people during the course of the week that would have loved that slot. And when
True
they
story.
how soon to reservation time would they cancel it?
I don't know. Let me audit them, former
Yeah.
accountant, and let me find out exactly when they're.
She doesn't know him that well,
Yeah,
okay?
I just heard like, oh yeah, I got a reservation here and there. I was like,
There's
whoa.
one other reservation trick that I want to bring up, and then we're going to get into the whole Luigi Mangioni pile, which is insane. And of course, Luigi Mangioni, he's got to be related to Chuck. I'm telling you right now. He's got to be related. All right.
Okay, explain that.
we'll-
Every time you need to explain that because a lot of people are like, what just happened?
I'll do that in a minute. First, what line am I taking here? Let me grab Kurt in Tampa, line 4. Hi, Kurt. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
I just want to let you know that a lot of restaurants try to curtail those, I guess you call it restaurant ghosts.
Oh, yeah, with the deposits. I meant to bring that up. Is that what we're going to talk about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know I was going to get that.
Yeah. You know what? I had that on the tip of my tongue, and I got distracted. But no, you're 100%. Thank you for calling in and reminding me. But yeah, a lot of restaurants now are requiring that they'll take your credit card and they'll charge you if you're a no-show.
And more power to them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And like, Kurt, what restaurants, are there any locally that you've experienced the credit card deposit?
I think some over by Seminole Heights, like Roca, or maybe on Beach Drive in St. Pete, but it's becoming more and more prominent.
Yeah.
And obviously, modern day problems require modern day solutions.
Yep,
So-
no,
Yeah,
you're
there you
100%
go.
right. And I meant to bring that up, that there are, to curtail it, that restaurants are requiring a credit card be put down as a deposit. If you're a no-show, they're going to charge you $25 or $50, depending on what their policy is.
So all the Disney properties, all the restaurants you have
Yeah.
to make you put a credit card
Yeah.
down. It's $10 per person
Gotcha.
in the
Oh,
reservation.
Yeah,
wow.
I've heard
I
that
didn't
per
know that.
person too. I've heard so if you have a big party, I've heard that too. $10 per person. So if
Yeah.
you had a big party, you're
Yep.
screwed.
Nope. Good call. Thank you, man. I
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Yep. Bye.
And folks, I encourage you, if you ever hear something on this show, don't always wait for like a phone segment. If we're talking about something, I say, hey, let's go to phones on this. Let's get some, you don't have to wait for me. And I'm not always going to say, hey, let's grab calls on this. You are always welcome to call this show, even if it's off topic. If you've got something great for the show, if you have something that you think that we and the listeners need to hear, you're always welcome to call this show at any time. 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. All right, before we get to the United Healthcare assassin story and the whole pile that I have over here, which is ridiculous and just crazy angles on this, one other restaurant story that I read, and it was about this person that said, hey, my aunt taught me this, how to make sure you get a good table when booking dinner reservations. And this is like a trick, and listen, I don't think this is necessarily nice, but people are doing this. So what's the trick? When you make a dinner reservation, you want to make sure that you ask for one more person in your reservation than is actually in your party. And this person, this was a Reddit piece, a blog piece, that she got the trick from her aunt or aunt years ago and claims that it works.
So if you're a party of two, you say you're a party of three, and they don't stick you in those little midget tables?
Or if you're a party of 5, you ask for a party of 6, or you ask for one more. Here, so this person was actually shooting a little video inside a restaurant and went on to say they made a reservation for her and her friend, knowing that it was only going to be the two of them, but made a reservation for 3. And if they asked for a reservation for 2, they would have potentially ended up with a table that had no space, or maybe like a high top table with no backs on the chairs. So
Yeah.
in some places, if you ask for one more, then, and I don't condone this, but I just thought it was interesting.
Kind
and
of brilliant.
I thought it kind of dovetailed into the ghosting story as well. So some people apparently do this trick to ask for one more. So, she said reservation for 2, asked for reservation for 3. And because the restaurant thought it would be 3 people, they got a table instead of, they got a table that would have seated 4 instead of like a,
Now they're just hogging the whole restaurant.
well,
Jeez.
listen, I don't condone this, but I'm just telling you that it's another little trick that people use. What line am I taking? Let me grab Erica in Largo, line 5. Hi, Erica. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to call in and let you guys know, too. I know Palm Pavilion over on Clearwater Beach and several other restaurants, they won't seat the party until all guests have arrived.
Yeah, that's been a thing for a while. A lot of restaurants will do that.
Yeah.
So if somebody's making a reservation for 3, but there's really only 2 people there, they won't seat the table until the third person shows up. And if there's no third person, then they don't have the reservation.
Right.
Ooh, really?
No, that's a good point. So
Then you fake a phone call.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what? What?
oh my God, you got hit by a car?
Oh, everybody. Herb got hit by a car. Herb's not going to make it. All right, we just need a table for 2. And chances are they already have the table assigned to you, and you're still going to get it.
But they're going to think you're a really crappy person, that you're not going to go check on Herb in the hospital.
Herb said there's nothing we can do. Herb said enjoy the meal, and he said try the fish.
There is also that angle.
All right. Thank you, Erica. Thanks for calling
You're
in.
welcome. Have a great day.
Erica,
too.
that's
You
when
too.
Herb
that's,
said the show must go on.
that's when your acting skills come into play, Erica.
Now, there are plenty of places that are requiring the party to all be there. We run into that quite a bit. I'm trying to we were somewhere recently where I was I was parking the car and they wouldn't seat the seriously.
Really?
Seriously. They're like, well, he's parking the car. No, we require everyone to
No.
be here. So what is it, the old he's parking the car
You know-
trick?
I only think that's.
You're not going to get one over on us, sir.
He's parking the car trick.
You
Oh,
think we were born yesterday around here? We've never heard the old parking the car trick.
All right.
I think it's okay if there's like, say another couple hasn't arrived yet. As long as you sit down and start ordering drinks and appetizers, they should just let it rip.
All right, where do I start with the Luigi Mangioni story? I think the first place I ought to start is probably with... Or if you like the version where it starts off as radio to get to the top. This was film music on Armed Forces Radio in the early 80s when Michelle and the family were stationed at Yokosuka, Japan. And they used to listen to Armed Forces Radio. They played this at the end of the hour in order to fill to get to the top of the hour. Yeah, go ahead.
And now we're using it as film music here on the MJ Morning Show when we got really important Mangioni things to talk about, not Chuck.
All right, so here's the deal. How can the United Healthcare assassin, Luigi Mangioni, how can he not be related somehow to Chuck Mangioni, who played the trumpet?
That's the best angle you have? That's the best angle? Chuck? We're done with Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Mangioni, he played the trumpet and he played some other, the flugelhorn or something.
I've never heard of Chuck
This
until
isn't gonna
today.
stop,
This
is
is the
it?
first
I
time I've
only
ever
wanna
heard
talk
Chuck's
about
name in
Luigi.
my life.
How can you be so under a rock that you never heard of Chuck Mangioni?
Oh, my God.
Who has heard of Chuck Mangioni?
All right,
Who
so
gives
let's
a rat's ass
let's
about Chuck
deal with
Mangioni?
Luigi. First of all,
Chuck Mangioni gets shot today. I'd be amazed.
so Luigi Mangioni has been taken into custody. First, it was Altoona police that took him into custody on gun charges because he was walking around apparently with the gun. He was walking around with all kinds of stuff. And he was spotted at McDonald's. So the story is, and there are a couple of different versions of the story. You know, some of the reporting yesterday was a McDonald's employee spotted him. But it seems that it was a customer at McDonald's that saw the United Healthcare CEO assassin, this Luigi Mangioni, saw him at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, I believe there are 3 McDonald's in Altoona. And it was at one of the 3. So a customer apparently saw this guy that looked like this individual that they have the pictures all over the place, you know, with the mask on and the mask down for a few minutes at the hostel. And this person, apparently a customer at McDonald's in Altoona, said to a McDonald's employee, a woman, hey, I think there's a guy here that's part of that manhunt for the murderer of the United Healthcare CEO. And apparently the McDonald's woman called 911, but it was a customer that originally thought that, hey, they ought to check this out. So Altoona, Pennsylvania police show up to McDonald's and they start questioning him. And this is incredible. Altoona police up in Pennsylvania apparently said, hey, have you been to New York City lately? And apparently there was a total change in demeanor. And he started trembling. He started shaking. And because he probably knew that the jig was up.
Mm-hmm.
And they busted him.
I mean, you got to be ready for that question if you're the guy. You
Yeah.
know? They're going to ask where you've been in the last week.
Yeah.
You got to prepare yourself for that question.
Have you
Visiting
been
relatives.
in New York City lately? Yeah. All right. So then seriously, he started shaking and trembling. And then we have the matter of this 2-page manifesto. And we actually talked about this earlier. Does 2 pages make a manifesto? Or should it be like at least like 28 pages?
I mean,
what is the definition of a manifesto? How many pages?
yeah, it just seems like 2 pages. You really don't have that much to say. It
All right,
seems
so
like a
I'm not going with manifesto. I'm going with
book report.
I'm going with the 2-page document.
Yeah, I mean,
He had a 2-page, little, wasn't a book report, but he had a 2-page document, and some are calling it a manifesto, but clearly, he had it in because some of the verbiage in this document leaked out yesterday, and some of the language, quote, these parasites had it coming. So in the aftermath of the assassination, he's got this document saying that these parasites had it coming. What? So what? Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare had it coming because of the greed of the insurance companies as he sees it. So clearly he's got a major, major problem with the healthcare industry. And he says that, quote, violence is the answer. So these are some of the quotes. Violence is the answer. These parasites had it coming. Another quote out of this 2-page document that was found when he was busted at McDonald's in Pennsylvania. Quote, I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done. I mean, that gives you the willies. That gives you the chilly willies, man. It gives you a little tingle down your spine. I mean, clearly, this dude, Luigi Mangioni, 26 years old, an Ivy League graduate.
It sounds more like a confession than it does a manifesto.
Yeah, I think you're right, Fester. I would describe it as a confession.
Graduated from University of Pennsylvania, one of the Ivy, don't confuse that with Penn State, totally different. So University of Pennsylvania is among the Ivy League schools. Apparently went to undergrad and even did a graduate program there. And then even before college, he was at a prestigious all-boys school in the Baltimore area, $40,000 a year tuition. You know, the word is he comes from a very affluent and a well-to-do family. So here are my questions.
Yeah.
Where were all the family members? Where were the friends?
Like,
where were the co-workers? Where were people that knew him? Why didn't they come out and say,
yeah,
we know who this is? All you had to all you would have to do is like see the eyes, the mask area of the face, even with the surgical mask on, the COVID mask on. Even before, and then certainly when he dropped the mask at the hostel, when he was flirting with the desk clerk who said, hey, I want to see your smile. And that was probably her way of probably trying to match up the picture on the driver's license that he presented, which was a phony New Jersey driver's license. That's a whole different story. Where were all of the people that knew Luigi Mangioni? Why didn't they come forward? It seems like there was some complicit behavior.
Hold on. Absolutely not. This is an investigation. They knew his name shortly. They said, hey, we know who he is. They probably called right away. FBI doesn't have to release the information they have immediately. Not everything's done at a press conference.
Listen to this. Luigi Mangioni, the shooter, the alleged shooter, his cousin is a Maryland state lawmaker.
Yeah.
He's in the Maryland House of Representatives. State House. He's in the state house. The dude's cousin. Come on. How many people knew that it was him?
Now I see Fester's point. It's like maybe the FBI was like, yep, we know who this is. And then they approached the family and told the family, have you seen him? Do you know where he is? And so they're not going to the press and saying we know.
Who's mayor? Is Mayor Adams still the mayor of New York?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
For now.
Okay,
yes.
so but Mayor Adams said, the mayor said earlier, a day after the shooting, we know who the shooter is. I'm sure they got dozens of calls. Not everything is done on a.
That's the question, dude. Are you sweating profusely? You're sitting here wiping sweat from the top of your bald head.
It's a little warm in here, but that's not here nor there. I'm sure they got dozens of calls, probably a lot from his relatives, especially maybe, second-tier relatives. Like if you're like just a cousin, don't really care about this guy that much.
I feel bad for the residents at 128 Sherman Place in Maplewood, New Jersey, because that's the address on the fake ID. So when he went to the hostel on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, he presented a fake New Jersey driver's license. And look, Fester just went, do they have the house blurred out now? Or is
the house is blurred out?
Yeah, they might have just blurred the house out. Yeah.
Wait, no, it was just updating.
No, hang on a minute.
Which one is it? 128?
That's...
is it the Blue House?
That side of the street, 125. You got to figure out what's the odd side of the street, or maybe zoom in and see if you can see a house number. But the fake ID, and it is so easy to get fake IDs. If you've got a college-age kid, if you got a son or daughter in college, and they're underage, just ask them about their friend that knows the friend that has the connection for the fake IDs. And you can pick multiple states. And these fake IDs these days, I don't know who makes these and where they make these things, but these fake IDs, these fake driver's licenses are really pretty freaking good. Barcodes, holograms. I mean, the security star, I mean, these driver's licenses are really kind of incredible on how good they look. So on the driver's license for the New Jersey fake ID, it had 128 Sherman Place, Maplewood, New Jersey. And he doesn't live there. It's just some random address. And it's a real address.
It looks like a lovely street.
You go to Google Maps, and I feel bad for whoever really lives at 128 Sherman Place. Now, a lot of the networks last night, when they were showing the driver's license, they started blurring out the address and just had the name of, and the fake name he was using was Mark Rosario. Mark Rosario, Maplewood, New Jersey was his fake ID.
Okay, Luigi.
Yeah.
I have some more breaking news, which may or may not be in your pile, but I think some of this is new stuff.
What?
Have you heard about the video game he liked to play?
You know what? I did. It's in. I've got.
All right, guys.
It's in
Came
this.
out 10 minutes
It's
ago.
in this
Are you sure about
pile.
that?
Yeah.
It's too.
It's what is it? Is it Mario Brothers? No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
All right, hold. I thought you were making a terrible joke because it's too soon
No.
for the Super Mario Brothers joke.
No.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, his name's Luigi. Yeah, Mario's brother Luigi.
Oh no, Mario!
What video? It is in my pile, but I forgot.
Okay. Well, it's called, he played a game called Among Us. It's based on the party game Mafia and involved gamers trying to work out who is the secret killer lurking among them. And this former UPenn student who was friends with him, Alejandro Romero, he was part of the group, and he said he was shocked to learn that this guy did this. And he's like, I found it extremely ironic that, we were in this game and there could actually be a true killer among us.
No, Among Us is a super popular game.
Yeah.
My kids know about it. It's everywhere. But wow.
The irony.
The irony of a killer being in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the irony of his favorite game not being Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's some other information that's come out now, MJ, that I wanted to share with you in relation to his back problems. Do you know about that? Is that in your pile?
Yeah, it is. So he apparently had some back surgery, and I'm guessing that he must have had some insurance issues. He had some back problems and had back surgery, and then his family also said that after he had back surgery, he disappeared.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find him.
6 months ago.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. He had back surgery earlier this year, and I'm wondering if he had problems with United Healthcare. So I haven't seen any confirmation, but I'm wondering if he had United Healthcare and had a problem, and maybe that's what sent them over the edge. I mean, unbelievable story here. What else is in the pile?
He was part of this co-living working space in Honolulu. He lived at a place called Surf Break.
Yeah, he had ties to Honolulu, lived there, but also ties to San Francisco, New Jersey, apparently, and then Pennsylvania because he went to school there, and then
from
Maryland.
Maryland.
And then Maryland. I mean, just all kinds of just weird little connections. And then there's an audio bite you got to hear. Hold on a minute. I'll get to that in a moment. There's an audio bite that is must hear this morning. However, you know that all the merch is coming out now.
The Luigi Mangioni merch?
You got Luigi Mangioni, you got mugs and hats and holiday sweaters.
What's that, free Luigi?
There's all kinds of CEO shooting merch that's for sale online right now. People are sending or selling like deny, defend, depose merchandise because those were the words on the bullets. Seemingly based on a similar titled book from 10 years ago about the healthcare industry denying everyone's claims. So now, holiday merch based on Luigi and the killing of the United Healthcare CEO. Now merch is for sale all over the internets.
You want to hear about the greatest piece of irony that nobody's talking about?
Go right ahead, Fester.
During last year's hit movie, Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
Most of the movie, Luigi was in a jail.
Are you serious?
He was
That's
captured.
Why was a Luigi in a jail?
Because they got separated and went to like different worlds or something, and then Luigi got captured, and he sat in like a bird cage hanging over like a hell pit for most of the movie, and now Luigi's going to be spending the better part of his life in jail.
Chloe told me last night that during the day when the story broke, that she saw some of his social media online, like Instagram and other social media. And she said, hey, Dad, I want you to take a look at some of his social media. And then last night, it was all scrubbed.
All down?
Yeah,
I bet.
so it seems that like Instagram or Facebook or, all of X, that social media, whichever sites he had, they took his social media down, so it wasn't available. But just all kinds of weird stuff. Sex toy ban, fall of Rome, love for the Unabomber.
Wait, what?
Yeah, these were some of the things that he had rants about online. Listen to this from the Post. United Healthcare murder suspect Luigi Mangioni espoused a hodgepodge of harebrained political views on social media, with posts ranging from calls to ban sex toys in Japan, comparisons of modern America to the fall of Rome, and denouncements of wokeism and DEI practices. Tech-savvy 26-year-olds seem to have an opinion from every corner of the political spectrum. They also said he was an AI expert, that was like sort of his forte was, the budding AI industry.
Oh, great. We want people like him working in that industry.
But I still want to know if he's related somehow to Chuck Mangione. That's what I want to know. It's got to be. It's got to be some relative, I'm telling you. All right, who's going to draw a connection there? Yes.
Oh, my God.
What?
During the police
Can
investigation.
you give me more of a John Travolta, oh my God?
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Mr. Carter,
Go ahead.
during the police interrogation.
All right, stop.
Okay, that's
All right,
enough.
that's enough.
During the police
All right, stop.
investigation. During the interrogation, MJ, they should play Chuck Mangione until he goes crazy. Like,
Sort of like a CIA black site
yeah.
where they just play like the same stuff over and over again.
Does he go to the same jail as P. Diddy?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
good question.
Is he going to the same jail as P.
Federal
Diddy?
crime.
No, because P. Diddy is a federal lockup. This is a state crime.
Oh, this is a state crime.
Yeah, this is
Didn't
going to be
realize that.
this is going to be New York.
Okay.
And people are asking, is he going to get the death penalty? No, because New York doesn't have the death penalty. But he's going to clearly get, innocent until proven guilty. But I gotta believe that he's going to get life in prison, unless they're going to make a case. Unless his defense is going to be, insanity. Maybe there's a case to be made that the guy's out of his freaking mind.
Can we talk about the gun that they found in his bag? Are you going to get to that too in your pile?
Was it an animal something
Well,
gun?
No.
no.
You hear about this?
Was,
Yeah.
it like
Crazy.
a steer knocker?
It's a ghost gun. So it looks like he assembled this thing from different.
A 3D printed gun.
So it looks like he had some actual real gun parts that you can buy online, and it looks like some of the other parts of the gun were 3D printed. So, did you just snort?
I snorted.
Should have Roxanne snort. Anyway, a couple of other elements. Now the McDonald's in Altoona, where he was busted, they're getting flooded with angry one-star reviews.
Oh, that's
Because,
not right.
McDonald's.
folks, listen, you have a contingent of people that think this guy's a hero for taking out a healthcare CEO because of the people's perception that healthcare and the insurance companies have screwed over Americans. And that brings me to my next point. Don't do crack. All right, this brings me to my next point. Listen to this woman. This woman is Herminator_MN. Does that mean Minnesota? So this woman is I think mid-60s. This woman on social media goes by Herminator_MN. And she shot a video excoriating United Healthcare and the CEO that was assassinated. This is an older woman, I would say about 65 years old, and she's commenting about having to care for her mother, who must be in the 80s or, whatever. And listen to this woman has to say about United Healthcare and the assassination of the CEO, Brian Thompson.
Lift this knee. Can you move that ankle? Now I'll help you to the bathroom. I had to give her haircuts and showers. And until you've had to do that with your own mother, you can't know what it's like. But to United Healthcare, she was a number. She was a dollar amount. $90 billion in profits. And anyone on here who is saying, oh, all of you commenters have no compassion for him, you're right. We don't. He had no compassion for us.
Wow. So she's saying that United Healthcare, which must have been the carrier that
For her mother.
for her mother, that they had no compassion for her mother. They were just a number. She says $90 billion in profits. I don't know if that's a real number, but she's saying that why should she have compassion for the CEO, Brian Thompson, who was assassinated on the streets of New York? That United Healthcare doesn't have compassion for us. Why should we have compassion? That's a pretty poignant little video clip right there.
Do you think that when he was on his laptop and they found him at McDonald's there and he was on his little silver laptop, you think he was reading his own press, reading all this stuff?
Why would you stop at a McDonald's? Why would you stop anywhere?
Yeah.
Why would you go a state away?
Why don't you lay really, really low for a while?
No kidding.
Look, the guy needed to be captured. I want to hear this lady again.
In profits. And anyone on here who is saying, oh, all of you commenters have no compassion for him, you're right. We don't. He had no compassion for us.
That's a... And then McDonald's is getting 1-star reviews because of the McDonald's worker that phoned in the 911 call after a customer apparently said, hey, I think that's this guy they're looking for. So now the McDonald's is getting slammed.
Let me go down the list of restaurants I don't have to read reviews for before I go to. McDonald's.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're getting.
I don't care. Every McDonald's I've ever been to, I don't care what their star rating is.
Let me check what the review is
I know
here.
what I'm getting.
Altoona McDonald's flooded with angry 1-star reviews after arrest of suspected United Healthcare CEO killer. People are saying there are rats and roaches everywhere.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So I found a story off of Forbes, MJ, in 2023, which was, last year.
Yep.
United Healthcare only profited $22 billion.
Oh, my God. So
Profit.
last year, United Healthcare had profits of $22 billion, but they'll deny some 6-year-old cancer treatment or whatever.
Everybody can get their big salaries and they can run this huge company and they can still service all of their clients.
All right, let me be crystal clear here. Assassinating a healthcare CEO is completely out of whack, out of bounds. It is illegal. It's
wrong.
Absolutely wrong. 100%. You don't do that. But there are very frustrated people out there, and most people, don't stalk a CEO and then take him out mafia style on a sidewalk. But there are some very frustrated people out there, like the Herminator, MN.
Lift this knee. Can you move that ankle? Now I'll help you to the bathroom. I had to give her haircuts and showers. And until you've had to do that with your own mother, you can't know what it's like. But to United Healthcare, she was a number. She was a dollar amount. $90 billion in profits. And anyone on here who is saying, oh, all of you commenters have no compassion for him, you're right. We don't. He had no compassion for us.
That's chilling. But you don't.
Wow.
I mean, this is a 65-year-old woman talking about her mother and the problems that they obviously had with United Healthcare. And they had no compassion for my mother. I have no compassion for the CEO that was executed on a New York City sidewalk. I get angry when I hear some of the healthcare rigmarole and denial stories. Listen, I've got a bunch of doctor friends, and listen, I was speaking to a doctor friend who stopped by our house over the weekend, and he was like, "Oh my God, you don't even." And he's been telling me this for years about the crap they go through, and you got a patient scheduled for a very important surgery at Thursday morning, and the health insurance company's still dragging their feet, and they're like denying.
Yeah, talk to people who've gone through those cancer treatment situations, and it's like their doctors have to do so much rigmarole to get certain things covered.
So the question is this going to be a wake-up call? Is this going to at all change the industry? Well, we know that they've already taken like the executive management pages and the bios off of a lot of the websites for a lot of healthcare companies after this.
The only thing that's changing is they're making it harder to find their executives. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and I do have to say, prior to, I didn't need for a CEO to be assassinated to know that the healthcare industry, the insurance industry, is a mess.
Oh, 100%.
You know what? But
Absolutely true.
Maybe you needed him to be assassinated to bring it to the public discussion.
All right. And then just wrapping this up now, this is interesting, timing-wise. The funeral for the slain United Healthcare CEO was yesterday. Same day that they arrested the suspect.
Oh, if Mangioni had a set on him, he would have gone to the funeral.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
back to the scene of the crime.
Wow.
This Brian Thompson is a very unsympathetic character. I mean, yes, he's a person and he has a family. And all that,
he's deceased.
But it's hard to muster up any sympathy, really. He's like a corporate villain. Yeah, I think a lot of these healthcare companies are, they're corporate villains.
A lot of people have been made miserable by big healthcare and insurance denials or listen, we talked about the AI program that United Healthcare is using, that one of the things that Brian Thompson had spearheaded was a new AI computer model that was trained to turn down claims.
Yeah.
At first submission, everything gets denied. Then we'll see who really wants to fight for it.
Anyway.
I have a good friend named Brian Thompson. I've been meaning to reach out to him. I'm sure a lot of us do because it's a fairly common name.
Is he 50 years old and lives in Minnesota?
Guess what? He's 50. But
does he live in Minnesota?
No, he doesn't.
Was he in the healthcare industry?
Have
you not spoken to him about a week?
All right, moving along. I'm moving along. I have a very uncomfortable story.
More uncomfortable than healthcare executives getting blown away in the street?
Different.
Okay.
This is different. A flight attendant spotted a woman with her legs up and feet on the seat back in front of her.
Oh, no.
Isn't that how you sit on the plane?
Oh, no.
With her legs spread.
Oh, boy.
And just complete pleasure palace going on.
What?
I don't want to be too descriptive here. This is kind of a tough story to
The guy who didn't want to be descriptive went with the words pleasure palace?
Yeah. That's pretty descriptive.
The guy wants to tone it down a little bit. Take the pressure off.
Yeah, alliteration and very graphic imagine. Yeah.
A woman is on a commercial flight and a flight attendant spots this woman going full on Mile High Club on herself.
Oh my gosh.
All right, does that
What airline is the most important question?
I need pictures is the most important question.
I can't even use some of the language that I read here in this particular story. I don't have the exact airline. This was a blog post, and the woman was arrested. So when the plane landed, let me share some of the details here. So this was a blog post, and it was a video and a blog post, and a flight attendant named Kelly Collins, and it doesn't say what airline that she worked for, but she saw this woman. She's walking down the aisle, and the woman's legs are up, and her feet are on the seat back in front of her. And then she notices that her pants are down, and she's just going to town.
Mm.
Underwear where her knees were,
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know.
Yeah.
All right, she's just going. Anyway, she was horrified. So the flight attendant quickly grabs a blanket or something, apparently, and throws it over. And I'm curious about that because
that's good, quick thinking.
But I didn't think that many airlines had blankets these days.
Well, like a fire blanket, of course you have one.
Well, maybe.
Put that fire out.
You know, they have the fire pouches on airplanes now in case like a cell phone or a laptop bursts into flames.
Take a couple of napkins.
Or like a battery bank. So here's the deal. Apparently the passenger had taken an Ambien. And after the plane landed and police intervened, the passenger was awakened.
Right.
Roused.
So she's dead asleep?
After she was confronted and the blanket was thrown over her while she's going to town on herself, they threw a blanket, and the lady fell asleep. And then once the plane landed, police met the airplane. They awakened the woman, and her claim was she took an Ambien and had absolutely no recollection of anything.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, if you're passed out during the whole event, oh, man, put me in front of a jury of my peers.
But she's making the claim that she was sleeper baiting.
Yeah.
That's the first time that word's ever been used.
She was sleeper baiting on the aircraft. And
wow.
I don't have the final disposition of, what actually happened, whether she was charged or what happened.
We've
had these stories in the past.
Oh, I have the final disposition of what happened.
I would be curious to know. I would be curious to know if she's taken Ambien before, right? Because if she's taken it before and passes out, maybe she doesn't know what she does when she takes it. But I feel like a lot of people fly and get anxious and they try out these drugs for the first time and don't know how their body is going to react to them.
Or maybe she has been taking Ambien for a while and she doesn't know what goes on while she's asleep. She just knows she wakes up feeling great. She feels fantastic.
We've heard the stories for years now. This is not new. We've heard Ambien stories going back. We've had Ambien stories going back. Like Joey B. 15, 18 years ago. Joey B., one of our former producers, he had an Ambien episode or two where he was cooking in the middle of the night, full-blown Italian dishes. He was making lasagna and had no recollection. Woke up with lasagna parts in his bed, and it turned out that he was cooking in the middle of the night. And he brought it into his bedroom. He had sauce all over himself, all over the bed.
All right, so Ambien came out in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So by the late 90s, that's when I really started hearing about people having other episodes with it. But man, that woman, man. Too bad it was a non-smoking flight.
Yeah. Another cruise story. Another cruise story. We've got Royal Caribbean now that's banning this. So another item. Hey, see if you can look for the Caribbean. Look for the Royal Caribbean banned items list.
Okay.
See if that's published anywhere online. Because apparently there's a new item that's banned, and I want to see if this is on the list.
Yeah, first thing. What items are prohibited on board Royal Caribbean cruise ships from their site?
Okay. So let me go down the list and let me see if this new item, which is apparently just recently been banned. So if you're going on a Royal Caribbean cruise, don't even think of having this item.
All right.
So here we go. What items are prohibited on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship? Illegal drugs, illegal substances. All firearms, weapons, ammunition, explosives, and incendiary devices are strictly prohibited.
That sounds like it makes sense.
Including but not limited to the following items: rifles, shotguns, pistols, revolvers, etc.
Okay.
All guns, replicas, and ammunition include but not limited to guns,
Every kind of gun you can
operational or
imagine.
replicas, BB guns, compressed air guns, flare guns, gun lighters, firearms parts.
You can't bring
pellet
guns on a
gun.
boat.
All right, anyway. All explosives. You can't bring blasting caps, dynamite, fireworks, hand grenades, plastic explosives, bomb-making components, realistic replicas of explosives. I can't bring like a suicide bomber vest on board that just has road flares in it instead of real sticks of dynamite?
No, you can't. No,
restricted clothing. I guess.
Ooh, for Barbados.
Look at this.
Wow.
Restricted clothing. When they dock in Barbados, wearing camouflage and or military apparel is illegal in Barbados.
Interesting.
Clothing of this nature will be confiscated and the wearer may be charged by local authorities. If you're wearing a camouflage, my God, what is going on in Barbados? I've never been to Barbados. Then flammable items. Hang on, keep going. Knives and sharp objects, tools. You can't bring axes, hatchets, cattle prods,
You can't bring a cattle prod. What fun is that?
hammers, drills, and drill bits, saws. I'm going to start dismantling the cruise ship while I'm on board. You can't bring martial arts and self-defense items on a Royal Caribbean ship like billy clubs, blackjacks, brass knuckles, mace, pepper spray, nunchucks, nightsticks, handcuffs, bows and arrows. I'm still looking for the item. Sporting goods exception, sporting goods. And hang on a minute. So sporting goods, you can't bring hockey sticks, baseball and cricket bats, golf clubs. You can't bring bicycles on board. You can't bring disabling chemicals, so no chlorine, bleach, spray paint, tear gas, blah, blah. Okay, you can't have a Samsung Galaxy Note 7. That was the phone. Remember back in like 2015? That was the phone that was like blowing up, right? It was catching on fire.
The fire phone, yeah.
Come on, does anyone still have a Samsung Galaxy 7 Note?
Maybe, and if they do, they probably like to cruise.
So this is from years ago. This is like 9 years ago. Royal Caribbean Cruises no longer allows Samsung Galaxy Note 7 cell phones on board our ship. All right, hang on. Let me see. I don't see the item that I'm looking for.
Extension cords, ham radios, alcohol has limitations. You can't bring satellite dishes or routers or networking equipment.
Hang on a minute. Okay, there we go. Cybersecurity and deliberate electronic crime. Satellite dishes, routers, and other networking equipment are not allowed to be brought on a Royal Caribbean ship. Well, that brings me to my next point.
Okay.
Royal Caribbean is now banning travel routers.
Oh, man.
Really?
I'm like this close to getting one.
So, really?
Yeah, it's like
Really?
$60 a month through Verizon
Yeah.
to where I always can have a hotspot with me.
Right.
I
So,
talked to my rep over there about
Guess
it.
what?
Ooh,
And then if you have a travel router, then you can allow other people to log on to your router, sort of like a hotspot. But this is a new ban on Royal Caribbean that they're banning a common item. Royal Caribbean says, I don't know, how are they going to figure it out? So Royal Caribbean new policy, travel routers were quietly added to their banned list as early as yesterday. So last couple of days. And the suggestion here is that Royal Caribbean's decision is tied to the growing costs of the ship charging you for high-speed Wi-Fi access.
It's no joke. It's like $25 a day.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a lot
ridiculous.
of money.
Yeah, they're turning Wi-Fi access into these cruise ships into a huge profit
Oh,
center.
yeah.
Because you know what they're using? They're using like the Elon Musk Starlink. And then they're providing high-speed Wi-Fi now through Starlink on the ship. And if you want to log on, and listen, when you're close to land or close to port and you've got a cell phone, you're going to be able to get data on your cell phone. Hopefully you've signed up for an international plan for $10 a day or whatever. But, you know, you have folks here that are, using routers, I guess, when they have access to service. And now Royal Caribbean is saying, no, we want your X number of dollars a day that you've got to use our Wi-Fi on board.
Mm.
So, listen, it's their ship. I guess they can say whatever they want, but
It's a racket.
yeah. Tell you what you need to do. You need to get like your own little Starlink and hook it up on the balcony on the outside. Have your own little satellite dish coming off the side of the ship.
Let's walk around for Wi-Fi, $10 a day.
Yeah.
Don't get rooked by
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean.
I'll charge you fraction of the price. Log into my. So that's interesting. Little new. No, I say Royal Caribbean.
Oh, he's talking to you. We didn't hear.
Andrew is correcting me. He's saying it's. Go, Andrew. Turn your microphone on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Royal Caribbean.
Nah, I say Caribbean.
I think Andrew's correct.
They're both acceptable.
I know, but when you talk about a cruise ship called Royal Caribbean, it's Royal Caribbean.
it's the Caribbean or the Caribbean.
If you want to sing the Billy Ocean song, be my guest.
Caribbean
Yeah,
Queen. It's
go
not
ahead.
Caribbean Queen.
No, it's different. Different cases require different pronunciation.
You're no Billy Ocean.
Have you heard of Ivy League baby naming?
What do you name your kid Harvard?
No, it's no, not naming your kid after like an Ivy League school, like Cornell or Brown or
You name your kid
Yale,
Princeton.
Dartmouth, Princeton, Harvard. University of Pennsylvania. Did
Well,
I get them all?
Yeah, I think we should start a new trend. I think this is,
That's not what it is.
It isn't? Okay.
No.
Is that when you name your kid something that sounds like an Ivy League school, like Winthrop?
Or like Chet.
There is a baby name consultant by the name of Colleen Slagan who is revealing why parents are asking for so-called Ivy League names, and it's not being named after an Ivy League school. What it is having your kid with a name that sounds like they would be attending an Ivy League school.
You were right, Fester. Fester would not qualify as an Ivy League name.
Fester.
Nor would Roxanne.
Fester was just accepted to Dartmouth.
Yes.
Was just accepted to Cornell
Yes.
in Ithaca.
The only Cornell I like is on the cob.
One of the little wieners, isn't that a
You want
Cornell
to hear?
brand?
You want to hear some of the? You want to hear some of the boys and girls names for Ivy League
Sure.
intrigue?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Callaway
Oh, Callaway.
and
Callaway's.
and Frazier, they go to Harvard.
Come on.
Then we have Whitaker. Where do you think Whitaker goes?
Whitaker's coming to the elegant dinner party tonight.
No, Whitaker's going to Yale.
Whitaker. Whitaker.
Guess what? Guess where Brooks was accepted? Brooks was accepted to University of Pennsylvania. What about Bartholomew?
Oh, that's terrible.
Bartholomew is taking classes at Cornell.
I deny him. I don't
Yes.
like that name at all.
Oh, and guess who goes to Columbia? That would be Cooper. Cooper goes to Columbia. I don't know why Cooper doesn't go to Cooper Union
I mean,
instead of Columbia.
Cooper sounds like
Oh, and guess who goes to Dartmouth?
who?
Richmond, Beaumont, and Hawthorne.
Okay, those are definitely those types of names.
I'll tell you, I
And-
do know who goes to University of Penn.
Who is that?
Luigi Mangioni. Mangioni.
Luigi Mangioni, the CEO killer. Yeah, he did go to University of Pennsylvania. And then guess who goes to Princeton?
It's all guys. What about girls?
I
Do these
don't know.
not go to these
Calm
schools?
down. I'm about to get to
Okay,
the girls
let's
list.
get to it. Okay.
I did the guys list first, then I'm going to the
Okay.
girls list.
It's a long list. Who
All right,
else?
So guess who goes to Princeton? Stetson.
Of course he does.
Why doesn't Stetson go to Stetson?
Stetson Law.
Either the undergrad over on the other side of the state or
Yeah.
Stetson Law School here in Gulfport. And then, Forrest. Forrest goes to a school in Providence, Rhode Island, which would be...
Yale.
In what,
No,
Providence?
Yale's in New Haven, Connecticut.
I don't know.
Providence
I don't know
is
my
the-
law.
is-
Providence-
is the downtown Dirty Browns.
No, come on.
Brown.
Yeah,
yes,
Brown.
Brown. Yes, Brown is in Providence, Rhode Island.
I'll tell you, my grandfather was named Forrest, and he did not go to an Ivy League school.
He was a high school dropout. Was he?
and in a motorcycle gang. Okay,
Really?
So Forrest, I don't know if I'm going to check the box on that one.
Really?
God rest his soul.
Hold on.
Yes.
Your grandfather was a high school
I
dropout
don't
and he
know
was
that
in the Hells Angels?
I don't know that he was a high school dropout, but I know he wasn't a college bound.
What was the motorcycle club in what was the TV show?
The Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
that was most
he-
Sons of Anarchy.
What are
He
they?
Yeah.
was in a biker gang in Detroit.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's great. And he was a high school dropout?
I don't know that. I just know he didn't go to college. I know that. wanna
Are
say
you ready for
dropout.
the girls' names now?
Yes.
All right, girls' names. Name your girls this if you want them to go to an Ivy League school.
Whatever.
Oh,
Mm.
Palmer. Oh,
Yeah.
Palmer was accepted to Harvard.
You know, there are a lot of dirty jokes you can make about a Palmer name,
Ooh,
too.
and
Tough name for a girl.
Yeah.
Vivienne is going
Vivienne?
to Yale.
Okay.
Oh, Kingsley got into Penn. Actually dated Luigi for a while. Sinclair goes to Cornell. Kensington.
See, a lot of these names are very unisex.
Oh, Wellesley.
Wellesley. What a
Wellesley.
Wellesley.
Oh, McKinley. I think I've heard of
These
it.
are last
Yeah.
names.
No,
Yeah.
no, these are first names too. And then Georgina. So those are some of the girls' names.
Georgina.
Yeah. So the trend is to try to make your kid sound smart, appear smart. Parents are hearing from baby name consultants that are suggesting these so-called Ivy League names.
Well, now I officially hate all those names. kids.
For the kids.
So we joked a little bit about Luigi Mangioni.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
Did you say Mangioni?
I did.
That's the Fester. That's the Fester death rattle. All right, we've got to talk about that here in just a second.
So we were talking about his family a little bit, and a listener brought this to my attention. Are you aware of the industries that his family is involved in?
Yeah. So they own a radio station. Yeah. So I this was in my pile. We had so much on the CEO assassin, Luigi Mangioni. His parents own like an AM radio station.
Flamin' 680.
Yeah, 680 WCBM. Is that like an Ellicott?
Yeah, it's like outside of Detroit. Outside of Baltimore, I think.
How do you get Detroit?
Because she said Michigan Bikie Gang. I'm sorry. But outside of Baltimore.
Yeah. So the family owns it. I wonder if they're talking about Luigi on this talk radio station that the family owns.
No.
Apparently the family is pretty affluent.
Yeah.
And their 26-year-old son went freaking haywire off the deep end.
He had his life made for him.
All right. Moving along, we've got to talk about this. We mentioned that very early this morning. We for the early crowd, we talked about this around 6:20 this morning. If you were listening yesterday, you heard that live on the air. Now, Andrew, do you have the full clip that you played earlier? Do you have that handy by any chance? The full clip? So this was a little later than this point yesterday, and Fester was coughing and wheezing, and then I said to Fester, "What's wrong with you?" And he says, "I think I might have bronchitis or something."
I just said I had a cough.
Or a cough.
I thought it was kennel cough.
We have Fester do the cough, and this is the unaltered real sound of Fester's cough from yesterday.
No, that's not the cough. That's the wheeze.
That's the breathing wheezing. All right, do you have the actual segment? All right, Andrew, roll the segment from yesterday's show. Go. Fester, you okay?
Yeah, I'm getting all choked. I've had a cough for like a week and a half.
Well, that's great. That's nice to hear.
It's like a kennel cough.
Yeah.
It's like a death rattle.
That's what I want to hear.
Listen.
Sounds great.
Oh.
It's like a death
What was that?
It's like a death rattle. Listen.
Oh. Oh, that's crackly. That is crackly.
Oh, my
It's
God.
the nuttiest thing.
That is coming out of your mouth?
It's coming from my lungs. I mean.
Oh, my God. Do that again.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That hurts when you do that.
Just don't make noise doing that.
Do it again.
Do it again. Oh my God. You know, I back out live now. That's from yesterday. And I compared that. This is Fester. And this is the dinosaur that sprayed the goop into Wayne Knight's face in Jurassic Park when he's trying to smuggle out the dinosaur DNA in the Barbasol can. I mean, you can't tell the difference. It's the same difference. Fester. Jurassic Park phlegm spitter. All right, so Fester, the quick update is you went to a walk-in clinic yesterday.
Yeah, a bunch of listeners sent me text messages.
And they diagnosed you with black lung, mesothelioma.
Everything.
And
one guy's like, it's a chronic heart issue.
And asbestos crotch.
I mean, asbestos, severe COVID.
So you have what? You have...
pneumonia. I just had a case of bronchitis. I think I still have it. I had a breathing treatment at the walk-in clinic.
They gave you an albuterol breathing treatment.
Yeah, and then
they prescribed you an inhaler.
Yes.
And also a Medrol steroid dose pack.
Yes, which I have to take my second one in a couple of seconds.
Right. My God, that's I can't believe that sound out of your mouth.
That's real.
All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Plus, we start the 9 o'clock hour next. Man, the Jay-Z stuff is crazy. So there's more Jay-Z stuff. We talked about this yesterday. There's more Jay-Z we'll get to. Oh, Fester, I got a bad Cracker Barrel story for you. I know you love the Cracker Barrel. And we have a Cracker Barrel story. Hang on, just keep your mic off. And we'll get, because I got to take a break. We'll get into the Cracker Barrel story. I don't think this is indicative of all Cracker Barrels, but we'll get to this next, so stand by. here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. It is 9:02 at the MJ Morning Show. I just texted the cake girl, and the cake girl is able to take our phone call. Hey, read this headline, Fester.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams, cake cutting ends in catastrophe as a 6-foot confection collapse into mush.
Collapses into mush.
A fight till the end.
My God, there was like a 6-foot cake, and the whole thing collapsed into like this pile of mush.
Did it implode or did it just tip over?
It collapsed. It was almost like it wasn't constructed properly. And the minute I saw this, I'm like, you know what? If the cake girl would have made this gigantic cake, it would have not collapsed. Officials ate some humble pie with this cake. Spectators at a mayoral cake cutting ceremony in New York City were treated to an unexpected spectacle when the 6-foot confection collapsed into a sticky mess.
Look at
and workers were left scrambling to piece it back together before Mayor Eric Adams arrived.
So the mayor's giving a speech. It looks like in front of the hobbled up cake.
This is some kind of celebration. It was like a 200th anniversary celebration for Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
I mean,
has a big 200 on it. There's a cake on the ground. Everybody has icing on their hands.
Look at they're like they're elbow deep in icing as they're trying to.
Oh my God.
Man, that's a mess. I got to call the cake girl. Hang on a minute. Let me get the phone number here for the cake girl. I want to know. Let's see. Let me dial her up. Hold on a minute. I want to know, like, what the biggest cake that the cake girl has ever made, and what does she do for structural cake integrity?
I mean, she's had to have had one tip. Yeah. Over the course of her whole career, she's had to have lost one.
It's hysterical. The video, the pictures. Cake girl.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
How are you guys?
We're
Good.
well. It's Christina, the Cake Girl, thecakegirl.com, client here on the MJ Morning Show, great sponsor. Hey, did you hear about the Eric Adams New York City cake that collapsed?
No.
Yeah, so
Oh, gosh, that's not a good thing.
No, there was a 6-foot cake that was made for some kind of a Fifth Avenue 200th anniversary celebration of the corridor, and just before the mayor got there for the big event and the cake cutting, the cake collapsed. It imploded.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. That's I think that's one of a baker's worst nightmare. Something like that happening.
What is the biggest cake? What's the tallest cake you've ever made?
An 8-foot cake.
Whoa!
And that's not counting the table. That's not counting the board. Nothing. It was just
Jeez.
start to all the way up to the top. Yeah, I had to use big ladders, and I couldn't even reach. I had to have some help.
All right, so how did you make sure, and I'm sure your cake did not collapse, right?
No, thankfully.
Yeah, but listen to this. So your cake was 8 feet, 2 feet higher than this New York City cake, and your cake didn't collapse. So what's the secret?
You just have to have a good structure. That's the most important thing. Make sure your cake, one, is sturdy, that you have a good structure when you obviously put it together, right? That's the most important.
Do you have 2x4s inside?
I know. Good structure, but then they're so tasty. How do you do it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you have to have a good structure because obviously things like that, could happen. I know, when we were putting together that 8-foot cake, I was like, oh my God, if anybody touches the table or anybody bumps into it, I pray that that something like that didn't happen. But nothing ever happened. Everything was great, so that's a good thing.
All right, listen. All I know is that if New York City's Fifth Avenue celebration would have hired the Cake Girl, they wouldn't have had us. They would not have had a 6-foot collapsed cake on their hands.
Oh my God,
And
that breaks my heart.
And workers were scrambling to put it together. They've got icing up to their elbows as they try to pick up the pieces and put this thing.
Oh my gosh.
It looked like a bomb went off.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No, see, that's the worst nightmare someone as a baker or a cake maker could have. Oh gosh.
All right. Anyway, Christina, thecakegirl.com. It's always great to have you on, and thanks for being a great sponsor here on the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And how are the reservations going for the holiday cakes? Are they almost filled up?
Yes, I would say anybody that's thinking about it or trying to get something, don't wait till last minute just because we are very busy. We're getting it's almost there to where we're going to have to say no to orders. But, yeah, just put your orders with time. Everything's online on our website.
All right, go to thecakegirl.com. Go to thecakegirl.com to get your holiday cake in, whether it's a personal cake for the family or whether you're a corporation and you got a holiday party and you want a custom cake for the holiday party, thecakegirl.com. All right, Christina, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
All right. So,
You too.
Look at the pictures of this. It's hysterical. All right, Fester, one of your favorite places to dine on the planet is
Yes.
Cracker Barrel.
I do enjoy the Cracker Barrel, yes.
Fester loves the Cracker Barrel.
It's a good place.
You know what you ought to do?
Tell me.
You ought to do one of those missions where people set out to visit every national park in the country. You ought to set out to visit some people do. They visit every major league, baseball stadium or every football stadium for the NFL. You ought to set out to eat at every Cracker Barrel in
That would be awesome.
America.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was growing up, it seemed like the Cracker Barrel was a rare treat that was only off of the interstate, And now they're everywhere. There's 5 Cracker Barrels in.
Now they're not just off of exit 22B.
I remember it was something you looked forward to.
Yeah.
That was a destination type restaurant that they didn't have at every other.
And they were
exit.
almost right adjacent to the Cloverleaf, right at the.
Yeah.
All right. So Cracker Barrel has apologized, and I can't believe that what happened. This must be a rare occurrence because, oh boy. Anyway, here's the deal: the Cracker Barrel in Waldorf, Maryland, is getting a whole lot of blowback. Why? They denied service to a whole group of students with disabilities.
Oh, that's not right.
What are they thinking?
Yeah.
Who's the idiot manager at this place?
It's not very good.
Not a good look and not nice.
Yeah, parents in Charles County, Maryland are outraged after a group of students with disabilities and their teachers say they were denied service at a Cracker Barrel in Waldorf, Maryland. They're calling the incident sad and insensitive. I second that motion. I was more disheartened initially, but then I got pissed off, said Stacy Campbell, whose son has autism, is a parent of one of the students, a part of Charles County Public Schools community-based instruction known as CBI. On December 3rd, about a week ago, students and staff members arrived at the Cracker Barrel where they said they were refused service. Wow. What is the leadership going to do about that? And how are they going to ensure that their discriminatory practices are no longer happening? In a letter, the school superintendent said they notified the restaurant of the planned visit, including how many people were coming, and shared the purpose of the program. In a statement from Cracker Barrel, they said a staffing challenge that day led to the closure of part of our second dining room, creating confusion that impacted the group's experience. We take this matter seriously and are working directly with the group's leadership to better understand what happened, extend our apologies, and make things right. Huh.
I mean, that sounds like a terrible excuse, but if they didn't have the staff, they closed the dining room. That's no reason to turn away a pre-planned party like this.
Why couldn't they make it work?
Of course.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
No, none of this.
This is a bad look for Cracker Barrel.
It's not good.
No.
In fact, I got to share a social media post.
Oh.
Yeah.
By Cracker Barrel or by?
No. I've got to share a post by Charles County, Maryland Public School Superintendent Maria Navarro. Good evening. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to wait until speaking to my Achieve coordinator before sending this email. As you know, we took our monthly CBI trip today to Christmas shop and at the dollar store and have lunch at Cracker Barrel. We unfortunately had a very bad experience at Cracker Barrel today with not only the servers, but the manager and general manager as well. Before our trip, we were told that we would not need to make a reservation since we are not considered to be a large party. Although we were with the SOAR classroom,
how many people do they have?
SOAR, we had discussed splitting the students and adults to different tables to help with service. When we arrived at Cracker Barrel, we were all walked inside. Immediately, the servers and hosts were very rude to the staff about the amount of people who were from the group. Even when we explained that we were willing to split into multiple tables and not just one large party, unfortunately, they denied us service of being able to sit and be served in the restaurant, even after multiple conversations with the staff about how only the students would be eating and we would be in separate groups. Anyway,
that's unfortunate.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, it really is.
Cracker Barrel should have all these kids out next Thanksgiving.
I mean, they could have shoved half the gift store supplies and stuff to one corner and then put them in there. Made room for them somewhere.
Eating the shopping area.
Yeah.
The little country store up front.
Yeah, move all the country store stuff. Shove it to the side. Get these kids in there.
While
Get these
I
people in there.
know this is not a good look for Cracker Barrel, have you been shopping at that store lately? They've got a lot of good stuff.
My kid asked me to go there every time we leave dance class.
I have not been to a... And listen, I've got nothing against Cracker Barrel. I have not been to a Cracker Barrel since, I think, one of Chloe's soccer travel trips with, the whole team and family.
You should
And by the way, they did not turn us away.
I'd turn you away.
So I should do my shopping at the Cracker Barrel country store now?
I'm just saying.
What, because I want a wooden tic-tac-toe game made out of golf tees?
Okay. Yes, you can get those.
I know.
But you should go, man. Just to look, just to broaden your knowledge base of what's out there. How could you not go to a Cracker Barrel and regularly? Go. Everybody should go to a Cracker Barrel at least once every year.
What's that, Andrew?
They have an amazing soda selection.
Yes, their soda selection is on point. They have got good choices.
Hold on, like more than the wall of soda, like at Racetrack or something, or Wawa or 7-Eleven?
It's not Cokes and Pepsis.
They have glass bottle sodas that are hard to find.
Oh, like the IBCs?
No,
or
our IBCs, you buy that at Publix.
Stewart's?
They have ones that are...
They have the Stewart's?
Yes,
Stewart's
but
sodas?
they have ones that are really hard, really niche micro brew sodas. They have a whole soda wall.
Like peach Fanta?
They might. You should go. They have a whole section of Dolly Parton inspired clothing.
What?
They have
Like corsets to squeeze you down to an 18-inch waist with
Hey, y'all.
a 48-inch bosom?
No, she doesn't wear corsets anymore. She doesn't wear anything unless it covers her décolletage and arms.
Are you into cast iron?
I have some of my cooking utensils at home. I've got some. We have a cast iron pan, and we also have our carbon steel pans as well.
Dare I say you will not
On
find
top of the whole array of all-clad, which we've had since the mid-'90s, and it's like unbelievable still 30 years later.
you will not find a finer selection than it
Of cast iron pans?
Iron pans.
Are they American-made or are they Chinese-made cast iron?
They're the Lodge Company.
I think that's American, right? Are those American? I think Lodge are made.
Hey.
Yes, Andrew, what are you holding up over there?
They do have in their soda selection Verner's ginger ale.
They do have Vernors here. Vernors. I haven't had a Vernors in a long time, and I just don't drink much soda, but I love the Vernors flavor. Got to find it, but I don't want to buy.
They have it at Publix.
I know, but I don't want to buy a 12-pack.
Buy a 12-pack and bring me
no,
6.
No, all I want is just one can of cold Vernors.
Buy a 12-pack and bring me 11.
I'm not buying a 12-pack.
Buy the damn 12-pack, bring me the rest.
I want one can.
One can.
Hang on. Hold on. You have Vernors? Can you have a 12-pack in your house?
Yes.
Can you bring me
I sent
one
you
can?
photos yesterday.
What is the price of the can? I'll give you a buck or whatever it is.
A bucket cover.
Yeah.
So
You know what? Bring me just one 12-ounce can of Vernors Michigan ginger beer or ginger ale, whatever they call it.
Listen,
I haven't had a Vernors in probably 20 years, and I love them.
Bring them $1 for the can and bring them like 50 cents for shipping and handling.
You know what? I'm disappointed in Cracker Barrel because my go-to menu item every time used to always be eggs in a basket.
Oh.
And at least at my Cracker Barrel,
It's off the menu?
they don't have it anymore. And that is a bummer.
Why? Isn't that like a staple item?
That's what I don't understand. Yeah, I thought it was a staple item, but I mean, last time I went in,
What the hell is eggs in a basket? What is
it's amazing. It's just a fried egg inside a piece of bread. It's my favorite thing.
Get some toast and make it yourself.
I know.
Yeah,
but
that goes true for every restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're going to have sushi
it
this
really
weekend?
does.
Why don't you go fishing? You know, I mean, duh.
Yeah. Cacio e pepe?
No, cacio e. Cacio e pepe. Cheese and pepper. In Italiano. All right,
catch
so
it yourself.
Here's the deal. Jay-Z, Beyonce, man, we got a whole big mess here. So now they're thinking with the whole Jay-Z mess, with Jay-Z finally being named in that lawsuit regarding the alleged 13-year-old girl from 20 years ago. Was it like the year 2000? Even like 24 years ago?
You know, she got dropped off at like the VMAs.
Yeah.
13 years old.
Yeah, it was
got caught up.
Well, this 13-year-old girl, we told the whole story with the limo driver, and this is outside of, was it Radio City Music Hall, and a limo driver ended up bringing a 13-year-old girl to a P. Diddy after party, and the claim is now obviously 13 years old. This is 24 years later.
Yeah.
So what does that make the individuals 37 years old now, and claiming that she was sexually assaulted, raped by Jay-Z and P. Diddy at this party at the age of 13. And of course, that story is broken over the last couple of days. But now there's concern, is this going to put Beyonce's huge 2025 tour in jeopardy? Because, of course, Beyonce is married to
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
So, Jay-Z, this is a civil lawsuit that's been filed.
Yeah. So, and what's going on now is, remember, Jay-Z is going on the offense and saying that you ought to be a criminal complaint, but has statute of limitations run out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what the statute of limitations are in New York.
A couple of things here, a couple of little ancillary items. So now you got Jay-Z, who is just fervently denying these claims that he drugged and raped a 13-year-old. Jay-Z's got a 12-year-old girl, which I can't even fathom that. I mean, I know I've seen like teenage girls that sometimes look way more advanced age-wise, but still, how do you not know that someone's 13 and not of age?
Yeah, that's awful.
So now the question is, is this going to affect Beyonce's massive 2025 tour? Some are suggesting that it might.
Yeah, there might be some heckling.
Now there's doubt over Beyonce's planned Christmas Day comeback. So she's got, what does she have planned for Christmas Day? So Beyonce's got some kind of an event planned for Christmas Day.
It's a very Beyonce Christmas.
And then a huge Beyonce tour next year in 2025.
Beyonce is performing halftime at the NFL game.
On
Christmas Day.
Are those the ones that Netflix are carrying? So Netflix is carrying NFL on Christmas Day.
Beyonce will perform at the halftime show during the Houston Texans.
Oh, and the Ravens
game.
Yeah, it's Texans and Ravens is going to be a Christmas Day
so
game.
That'll be a big national audience for Beyonce to launch her new year.
I bet you don't see Jay-Z on the sidelines on that one.
Nope.
Honey, stay home. Don't come on out for that. So is that going to affect it? Then this is uncomfortable. You want to hear some uncomfort?
More?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beyonce's mother apparently liked a social media post which accused Jay-Z of the sexual attack.
Thanks, Mom.
Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, likes post about Jay-Z's rape lawsuit.
All right, great.
Did you know that one time?
Wow.
I bet it was probably an accident. Is that what it was?
I don't know. Was she reading it and accidentally hit the heart?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you could fat finger a like if you're scrolling through something. It's happened before.
Listen to this. Beyonce's mother seemingly weighed in, then clarified that she was hacked.
Oh, come on.
In regard to liking a post about the rape allegations against her son-in-law, Jay-Z. Shortly after the rapper, 55, was accused of the indiscretion alongside Sean Diddy Combs in 2000, which he denied, Tina Knowles double-tapped the post that highlighted the bombshell allegations.
Did you know that Jay-Z one time said I was his type?
Say what?
Yeah.
Jay-Z said Roxanne, was his
Yeah.
type?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you have contact with Jay-Z?
I never spoke to him, but I was on the sidelines at a Bucks game working, and someone else who was with him was talking to him and pointed to Pam Oliver, and he's like, check her out. And JC said, no, that's not my type. That's my type.
Oh, and pointing to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Not really something to brag about.
Were you 14 or 15 at the time, or how old were you?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but that's very uncomfortable. 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me take a quick break. Oh, heads up, of course, for the Santa Slay List song. The Santa Slay List song today, which we revealed at 7:30, is Barbie Girl by Aqua. And that's on Santa's crazy playlist. It's called the Slay List. So listen for I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. When that plays, be the seventh caller at 800-990-1047 and win $1,000 sometime today here on Q105. Stand by. The final... And this is the final segment. We do have some breaking news in regard to the CEO assassin, this Luigi Mangioni. The family has broken their silence. Family says that they are shocked and devastated. Come on, how did the family not know that it was his frickin' picture that was, the mask down and, did they not say anything? Come on.
You're way off. They probably helped the FBI right away.
I don't know.
The FBI was in communication with them as soon as they had the pictures
How do you?
out.
That's a guess. That's
What?
your supposition.
The family's just coming out with this a day later. We're shocked and appalled. This family's a put together family.
It is. It's a pretty wealthy family. Luigi Mangioni arraigned on charges last night. Family. Let me try to find. There's a live feed on the New York Post website, and I just saw the headline, and just when we were coming back from commercial, Luigi Mangioni's lived-in, shared co-living penthouse in Hawaii with other remote workers. So I guess that was his Hawaii address. So his parents, man, they got what? They have a Honolulu condo.
It sounds like he was working there.
Yeah, here's the statement. Luigi Mangioni's family breaks silence, says they're shocked and devastated. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest, the family said in a statement shared by cousin Nino Mangioni, who is a Republican Baltimore County delegate. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news. The relatives added that they cannot comment on news reports regarding the accused killer. We only know what we have read in the media, the family says. But I want to know, I want the FBI to confirm, did the family go to the FBI or the NYPD? And as soon as the photos came out, even with the mask on, if it's a relative, If it was my brother or my son Julian that was in an image with even a mask on, I would know that it was a relative, a family member. I would know who it is.
And it might dawn on you that you hadn't spoken to him in 6 months.
And then the mask is dropped with the hostile freeze frame from the surveillance video.
Yeah.
And once that came out, come on, the whole family had to be, oh my God, did they call law enforcement? Are we going to find out later that they called right away and gave them a name? We think that's Luigi.
Yeah, the FBI doesn't have to release any of that stuff now. They're building their case. They don't care about what radio talk show guys want to know.
God, I got to check in with my Luigi buddies. I got Luigi that owns Trattoria Pasquale.
Oh, how's he doing?
On Southwest Shore. We got Luigi that's, out at Reddington Shores. Another, great restaurateur.
A lot of Luigis. We know a disproportionately large amount of Luigis.
I got I got two friends that are Italian in the restaurant bag. I got Luigi Galace, Villa Galace. That's out of Reddington.
Right.
Right. It's a Reddington area. Right along there. And then you got Luigi in South Tampa at Trattoria Pasquale. I got two Luigis that are friends of mine. And then we got a third Luigi that axed the United Healthcare CEO.
Indian Rocks.
What did I say? Reddington? Indian Rocks.
They're really close to each other.
Anyway. So the family's all devastated.
Of course.
Yeah, breaking news.
Wow.
On the MJ Morning Show.
I have some breaking news.
I have one other aspect here.
Oh,
so
do tell.
The family says, so there's even more. The family says that he spiraled after traumatic surgery. So this is the back surgery that we talked about. The family of Luigi Mangioni, the Ivy League graduate charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, said they were devastated by the arrest, and it was revealed the 26-year-old allegedly spiraled after undergoing traumatic back surgery. And I wonder if that included issues with health insurance.
What happened to his back?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a good question. I was wondering that too. Like, what prompted the surgery?
Obviously, it's some kind of back problem. I don't know what precipitated the back injury, but he had surgery, and then he disappeared like 6 months ago after the surgery. I don't know if that means the family had no idea of his whereabouts or what the story is. But and what were you going to say, Roxanne?
Yeah. So a little bit of breaking news. This is came out this morning. I saw that Jamie Foxx revealed what happened when he was sick. Did you hear about this, MJ?
Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago. That it was it's in the Netflix.
Well, yeah, he says that he suffered a stroke, and that's exactly what we were saying when it happened, right here on the MJ Morning Show.
From Go, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of our guesses. I remember.
No. It was Roxanne information.
Roxanne had a person very close to the Foxes, and said that it was a stroke.
You would give me a lot of credit on that. You'd be like, Roxanne heard it from her friend.
How long ago? Yeah. So we mentioned that at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. How long ago was that? Do you remember when that was? Was that like last May or something? Or
it was. Let me see.
Well, Jamie Foxx was out of commission for a while. How long?
April 11th
of this year.
He was having a bad headache, and he took an aspirin, and then
had a stroke afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Brain bleed and stroke.
April 11th of last year. So it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Okay, since his
illness.
So it wasn't this year. It was over a year ago.
Right.
That it happened.
But you were right, and then it was the spring.
Well, I guess I'm not going to be living an extra 2 years.
I saw that. Well, that's a crumb bum. No, you can start now, MJ. You don't have to. You don't have to forgo those 2 years of life and longevity.
Let me repeat that. I guess I'm not going to live an extra 2 years. Why? Because I don't drink coffee. And of course, I'm sure some coffee industry supported research shows that drinking coffee can add 2 extra years to your life.
No way. This was funded by Freddie Folgers.
Freddie Folger. Yeah, research has uncovered compelling evidence that drinking coffee isn't just a pleasant ritual, but potentially a powerful tool for maintaining health. Study was published in Aging Research Reviews. You know, there are like hundreds of these journals that I really need to subscribe to because I've got a lot of spare time to read medical journals. You know?
Coffee's another one of those things. So I've been reading lately, if you get this basic coffee, it's got every chemical known to mankind in it. So you have to buy the, $50 coffee where they've done it the proper way and it has the good antioxidants in it.
They've filtered out the Agent Orange.
Right, exactly.
I want that coffee, that really expensive coffee that like a wombat has to poop out.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, or
there's
something like that.
There's some coffee that doesn't, like the animal eats the beans and then the animal poops it out.
Yeah.
Then you dig through the
that's really appealing to me.
It really gives it a little.
Is it some kind of a cat?
Like a
Hold on, Andrew, turn your microphone on. What the hell is that animal?
Kobe Luwak.
A what?
A what?
It's a civet cat.
Oh, a
coffee.
civet. Yeah, just say civet. I know what a civet cat is.
I thought a Civic is a Honda. Oh, a Honda, yeah.
So the animal eats the coffee bean and then, oh man, that's a good cup of coffee.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
I would eat this cat's poop.
that is a pretty ugly looking cat.
It's a good looking, very aggressive looking cat.
It is a very aggressive. That cat looks like it'll rip your face off after it poops out that coffee bean. You know what? Dunkin' Donuts needs to start selling this thing.
Wombat pooped coffee.
New feline poop coffee now at Dunkin' Donuts. But I know I've heard about that for years, about the delicacy of this particular. Anyway, I do not like the taste of coffee per se. I don't mind the smell of coffee. And a lot of people have a hard time believing this, especially since I've done early morning radio for decades. I have never had a cup of coffee. Never. I don't even know if I've sipped a cup of coffee. I don't even think I've never had iced coffee. I've never had hot coffee. Now, I'll drink tea all day long, but I don't like the taste of coffee. And, I might maybe if I tried it again, I might. But the deal is that my dad, at like 1 or 2 years old, tried to give me coffee ice cream. My dad loved coffee ice cream. And I hated it, man.
So one part of that stuck with you and one part you detested.
Apparently, when I was 1 or 2 years old, coffee ice cream tasted like syrup of Ipecac ice cream. And I shunned it. And then for whatever reason, I just got that taste print in my brain. And I knew that I just disliked it. So I grew up knowing I don't want coffee. I don't like coffee. My dad tried to give me coffee ice cream. I hated it. And then here I am at my age, in my 50s, and I have no desire for coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee. I don't want to drink coffee. I got to be honest, I don't even really want to taste it again. But the smell does not bother me. It's just I didn't like the taste 57 years ago, so I must still
stuck to it.
I must still
hate
it.
Down on that.
Must still hate it today, is what I'm thinking. But the story is that 2 extra years of life could be added if you're a regular coffee drinker. So I guess I'm going to be missing out on the 2 extra years.
Fester and I will make up for that. We'll have those 2 extra years.
Hey, guess what home's for sale from Home Alone?
Oh, good.
Guess what home from Home Alone is up for sale?
With the house? Doesn't it go like up for sale?
Nope, not that one. It's not the McAllister house. Which home from Home Alone is up for sale?
The one that the old man lived in across the street?
Yeah, the spooky, scary old man.
One.
Oh,
what was he like? The axe murderer?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the story or whatever?
There were 2 other houses. It was the old man, and then there was the other house that the wet bandits attacked.
No, it was not that one. It's the old man
who turned out to be really nice.
Yeah, the old man that Kevin McAllister, that Macaulay Culkin was afraid of, who then turned out to be really nice at the end. And there was that story that. Wasn't he like the axe murderer or something?
He built this story in his mind as this guy being super evil.
Like,
and
then he was a serial killer or something.
And then he tells him to call his son.
Wasn't he like the shovel killer, right? Seriously, didn't I'm trying to remember Home Alone, didn't he? Yeah. And then, that's right. And then the old man actually saves
McAllister. Kevin.
Macaulay, what the hell?
Macaulay Culkin.
Thank you, whatever the hell his name is.
At the end of the movie, he's the hero.
Yeah, because doesn't he use a shovel to beat up the guys? Well, that house is for sale. And you're right. And it seems like the actual house where the McAllisters lived in Home Alone in Winnetka, Illinois. This is a Chicago suburb. It seems that house is on the market every 7 months, doesn't it?
It does.
Seems like
Every
there's
year.
a story. Oh, the Home Alone house. Yeah, anyway. What time is it? 9:43 at the MJ Morning Show. With that, I think we ought to call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep a lookout. You want to have a big old head on a swivel, have your ears on a swivel, because sometime today we're going to play I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Hello, Barbie. Let's go party. So when you hear Barbie Girl, which was the revealed Santa playlist sleigh list song at 7:30 this morning, when you hear that song play sometime today, be caller 7 and win yourself $1,000 with the big old Santa sleigh list. And we've already given away what? This is Tuesday. Last week we gave away $5,000. We gave away $1,000 yesterday. We're up to $6,000 in cash we've given away to local Q105 listeners. So today will be number 7. So another $1,000 when you hear Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. When you hear that, be caller 7 and win $1,000 from 104.7 FM Q105. And with that, Fester and Roxanne and Andrew speak now or forever hold your peace, or until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Hold my piece right here.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody to follow me at Roxanne Wilder. Please. That's it.
Follow me at what are you? See you next.
I'm not even.
You're not okay.
What?
You don't know what his new name is?
What were you about to say?
His name is like CSEEU next Tuesday. Is that your...
Oh my God! I'm. You know what? I'm horrified by that.
Yeah, that's what your handle is, Fester. Stop trying to act like it's
my little
not.
football podcast.
Roxanne, you're making me remarkably uncomfortable in here.
That's what Fester's name is on IG. Go look it up.
Change it back.
All right. So my Instagram is Certified MJ Radio, and I got a couple of things. I got my people not breaking down boxes rant on my Instagram. What else was it? There was one other thing that people seem to have commented on. Just taking a look at the Instagram right now. Oh, and MJ's used roadside car bumpers. If you haven't seen that yet, videos are on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow, Certified MJ Radio. My email is always open. If you got some great tips, hot gossip, you have something you want to say, my private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM Q105. And let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest